Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for the best Friday live stream on YouTube. Well, maybe not, but we just like to. We just like to. We just like to say that. We like to think that. Where is everybody at in the chat? We got 2,000 MCR. Get my camera set up. See how that looks. Get some people rolling in here. Peter Sofinski, 2,000 MCR. I am fired up for this stream tonight, guys. Hold on one second. We'll let the chat get going, get some people in here. I'm going to make some adjustments real quick. Henry is just fired up. He's got the hot seat ready. He thinks he needs some treats. I need a little pick me up real quick. Give me a little shot of my juice here. Give me 1 second so I can make my little shake, guys. I apologize. We'll get the chat rolling. I'm here, boys. I'm here. We're going to get fired up here. We're going to get fired up tonight. For you, David Latham. Hold on. What's up, Small Town Auto Tech? Get her done. Henry, you get up here and sit in your chair. Come on, buddy. I gotta get my little energy shake here. I'll show you guys what I'm using here in a second. JD Tico. He came in. Would you like a link, Nick? Would you like a link to come on tonight, Nick? Let me know. Tool demos. How's it going, Steve? Please let it be Ryobi. Ha! Damn, 60 people in here already. Woo! Let's go! I am fired up tonight. Hold on, we gotta give Mr. Henry his milk bone. He is fired up. I should have one too, huh? Milk bones are good for you guys. Don't ever doubt them. There's nothing in them that's harmful. Ground whole wheat, flour, meat and bone meal, milk, beef fat. It's all good for you. It is all good for you. All righty, fellas. Let's go. We're going to talk about Milwaukee tonight. We got the chat. We've got a lot to talk about. Okay, and first of all, guys, I want to say I have had a great week of weight loss, and I honestly, truly, if you guys are struggling with weight loss, I honestly, this is not a sponsor of the channel, but I think it has severely been helping me out, dude. I'm down another 6 pounds this week. I was out of this for 2 weeks, and I'm back on this again. And this organic greens powder, 1 scoop a day. 1 scoop a day. This is not a sponsor. This is an alternative to the AG1. One of these scoops a day has been absolutely awesome. I'm just trying to help you guys out. Trust me. I don't get any money from this. I can put a link from Amazon if you want to help me out and share a link with Amazon, but it's like $20 a container, and 1 scoop a day. I have found that it has been working fantastic. I have more energy. I am losing weight. I'm feeling great. I've been absolutely more calmer, more focused, and I think it's this stuff. I mean, I don't know what else it could be, because I have changed up my diet. A lot of Brussels sprouts, a lot of veggies, cut back a little bit on the meat. I was kind of going a little heavy on the meat, but cooking with avocado oil. I have done a whole bunch of stuff on my dieting plan. So anyways, Peter Savinsky, Corey Ute, David Latham, let's get into the chat here. A. Murphy, Tower, Turbo, Ty, JD Tico, here writing and waiting, Peter Savinsky, Tool Demos, Zephyl, $5 holla from Frosty the Iceman. Woo! Frosty the Iceman putting it out there. Thank you, brother. And we definitely gave Henry a cookie. He's ready to go. Hopefully you guys can hear me good. Let me know in the comment box. We're 7 minutes in. And yeah, man, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fine. We might go to the shop. If you guys want me to go to the shop and get in front of the toolbox, we'll do that. We'll do that. Driller Dave. What's up, my brother, Driller Dave? Bill Beckett. And Bill Beckett is a sweet dude. Paul Mendenhall, what's up, brother? Jason Brommelkamp, what's going on? Just chatting for now, right on. Let's go, Zachary Larson. Rob 2112, thank you to all the members. 200 subscribers this week. We have been we're doing good. I can't say that I'm like killing it. Once again, you guys are just completely steady rolling in. I notice all the new subscribers, notice all the new people coming in. Had a few new channel members join the channel membership. I have been lacking on putting some channel membership stuff out there, but trust me, I'm giving you guys shout outs. You get your little icon by your name. That's part of the perks. I'm trying to do everything I can to give you more than what you bargained for. I will try to get more videos put out preempting, but we did have a little problem with memberships where I had some people that were coming into memberships to watch my videos and then using that to make their own content. So I had to, Zephyl, he's doing all right. He's got an issue. He's got a hernia that I'm still waiting to get surgery done. It's going to cost me about $2,000. And then I went to the dentist. I've got a bill for $12,000 to get my teeth fixed. I mean, tools are definitely going to be a little bit on the low side. There you go. Say hi. Say hi, buddy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? You just want to give me kisses, don't you? You just want to give me kisses. You just want to go. 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 Home? That fired him up right there. He wants to go OUTSIDE. So his vote's already for there. Smash that like button. David Carlisle, long time no see, brother man. How you doing? Mid-Atlantic Tools, how you doing? J-Dog Diesel. Woo! It's the red. If it's not red, it's dead. Hell yeah. A. Murray, what's up? The Missouri Cowboy right there. We got the Missouri, my brother from the South. Bill Beckett, Small Town Auto Tech. The hazardous freight promotes are at it again. Hercules compares to DeWalt Milwaukee now. It's never going to end with them. It's easy marketing, guys. I get it. No, not a big deal. Yes, dogs. Did I miss one up here? We're trying to catch up in the chat. I thank you for the $5 super chat, Frosty. Brother man, you are awesome. Bill Beckett, howdy from Oklahoma. CP, Dustin Brooks, how you doing, brother? Love it when you guys tell me where you're from, too. Looking good. Thank you. Frosty Iceman. Matco. Small town machine shop in the house. How you doing, Adam? How you doing, brother? Meth Tools, Louisiana. Robert Talberg. Talbert? Hold on. Let me look here. Robert. This guy right here. Robert Talbert. Right there. Who knows their Mac who knows the Mac tool guy stuff right there? CP does. Keeps track of that stuff. Brian Meadows, what's up, brother? Terrible timing for Matco. Yep. Matco's Infinium line was horrible and overpriced. There's some people that believe in it, man. I can't say it doesn't have enough time on the street for me to call it horrible. I was skeptical when I first seen it, but Techway is the manufacturer of. There's more to it than that, J Dog. And you know, I'm the biggest jerk when it comes to calling out companies and saying stuff. You know, obviously, I'm not the most posh. I don't try to kiss any company's butts. Like I'm pretty raw. You know, obviously the Milwaukee Home Depot thing was a little bit sarcastic against them. And Torque Test channel is a great channel, and those guys try to keep it very neutral, and I appreciate that. I can appreciate that kind of sentiment, but I'm not that way. I'm not a big fan of Milwaukee, so you guys know you can look through my channel. 800 videos. I hardly ever did anything Milwaukee because I'm just not a fan of them. Never trusted them. Never believed in them. Great customer service. Keep in mind, we'll get into this. Rick, famous Slick Rick, my awesome brother Chad. I'm very happy to see you live. Thank God I didn't miss it. Hell yeah. Maybe your dentist will exchange tools for tooth work. That would be absolutely amazing. XFIL, that would actually be awesome. My dentist is awesome, I got to tell you. CP, that brother you drink is good for your heart because I had a bypass surgery. Dude, I've been beet juice, been drinking beet juice. I've really been on a good health kick and feel fantastic today, you know. I just really do. I feel like since I got on this, you know, I've seen the brand new Gear Wrench 120 locking flex head. Yes, I did, and they look horrible. They got the push button. What's your thoughts on that, Rick? That's another one we'll probably talk about. What up? Anyone know? No, I do not. We haven't spoken for a while. I did send an email off to try to conversate with them guys and you know, see if we could just be cordial to each other. And I did get a response, but nothing concrete yet to any type of talks. Henry 3R, famous Strict Rick, locking is good. Just bought a Matco Mall 1000. Light is awesome. Oh yeah, we caught up in the chat already. Did I lose everybody? What's going on here? Can you guys hear me good? $70 people. I see the numbers moving here. I got nothing in the chat. What's going on here? Somebody talk to me here. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All good. Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Thoughts on Makita miter saws? Josh, not my wheelhouse. I don't really put myself into that. I don't really have. I really can't give you a good. I wouldn't be giving you accurate information if I talked about a Milwaukee miter saw or Makita miter saw. I would think that Makita is one of the better saw options out there because they do have a good following for their 36-volt saws. And I've seen some stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm a mechanic, not a woodworker. So, Zach Peace, good. Thank you guys. Clear as mud, J-Dog Diesel. Love it, brother. I love it. That's my saying too, man. Loud and clear. Ears are listening. Perfect. Scripture. I don't know how you say your name. Skirk Dupe. Oh, your name was forward before. So your name is Chris. Your name's Chris Haspod? Chris Haspod? That's what your name is, isn't it? I hear you, Makita. Never let me down. Yeah. What's cracking, OG Scuba? How you doing? Congratulations on your ratchet. 37 thumbs up, 74 watching. Give it a thumbs up, fellas. Appreciate it. Loud and clear. Hello, CP. What's up with the guest spot? Haven't heard anything from you yet. David Latham. Did I miss your? Send me another email. I'm pretty bad at this. I got to get better scheduling set up. I apologize. I have some people that I have scheduled, and tonight I should have had somebody scheduled. I've been so damn busy. I definitely want to keep everybody in the loop, and I definitely want to keep you guys coming on to do this. I want to get as many guests on here as possible. So I will definitely get back to my emails and look. If people sent me messages on Instagram and email, and that kind of definitely got me messed up. I definitely don't have a good organization. It's really hard for me to remember everything, and then I get 300,000 emails. So yeah. Anyways, what do you think about the Ratchet promo this month? What do you think about the back Ratchet promo? I don't know what that is. Tachi Mahabo is kicking tail with their saws. Awesome. In here. Thumbs up for Fat Chick's butt. Still prefer Ingersoll Rand Airfin packs over shop, but hey, I agree. Semi Trailer Tech. You won't hear me complain about that. Hell yeah, give me a thumbs up on that. CP, let me know as well. Yeah, absolutely. OG Scoba. Do not email you early. Oh, emailed me earlier today. Man, hold on a second. Let me look at this. I need to star these things. Oh, there you are, buddy. You said that. Oh, you're supposed to come on tonight. Oh, well, hell, let me send you a link. By God, if I had you set up to come on tonight, well, then let me send you a link, my friend. I will not deny you. I will not deny you. So I already had this set up, October 7th. You had that set up for me. Appreciate you staying on top of that. If you guys see what David Latham did right there, please follow his lead. If you pick a Friday that you want to come on and you want to come on, make sure you just email me that Friday and we'll bring you right in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared. I'm having a hard time keeping up with everything. That's it. I'm a one-man show, guys. And this is a lot more. I do a lot more work than it's like when you go to the buffet, you know, and sometimes you're really hungry and you get that big heaping plate. That's how my life is. My life is like a buffet plate. I take too much and I can't eat it all. So, right on. We got you. We got you, David. You're in. There you go. Hey, guys. Anything new going on? Nope. Nothing new. We're going to talk about some Milwaukee stuff and all the evidence and we'll talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about some stuff on that. Thoughts on Matco selling Milwaukee? We're definitely going to address that. Yeah, great live today. Absolutely. Torque Test channel. If you didn't catch that, Milwaukee addressed Torque Test channel on the issue, and they are standing behind it. Once again, guys, at the end of the day, I can't deny that Milwaukee, they do pretty good customer service. I don't believe their tools are as good as their customer service is, but they do hold up customer service. So I am a little bit facetious when I talk about Milwaukee. And a lot of people don't realize that. I do that in the videos. But if you know me and you know who I am and you've watched some of the live streams, you know that I don't care if you get with Milwaukee or not. The Milwaukee fanboys are the ones that I like to mess with. People that get really butthurt about their tools is just sometimes it just wears me out. And I like to mess with people. You know, that's just me. we ain't the nightly news. Hey, it was good. GTT says, thanks for the nightly news. Right on. David Latham, how you doing? Just like that, man.
What's going on, CP?
Not much. Just like that. Sorry for the misconception, but I definitely appreciate you staying on top of this for me. Sometimes I need a housekeeper to, to keep up with me because I just go 110 miles an hour. I have so much stuff going on this weekend. I was trying to watch some college football, trying to finish up some paperwork, and I try to cram way too much stuff into one deal. So
yeah, of course.
It is what it is.
I did not
So,
realize you cutting off the lower part of my body. Give me a second.
oh yeah. Let's see here. Matco had to do something. Knows Infinium wasn't putting down 1,600 foot-pounds. Now, J-Dog Diesel, Matco beat out the Milwaukee on the Torque channel. Isn't that correct, Torque? I believe Milwaukee smashed, Matco smashed the Milwaukee in Torque numbers on the Torque Test channel. Yeah, JD Pico definitely a way to step up the place. Looks like the copy in the Mac Access. Absolutely slick, Rick. Thank you for that comment. We're definitely going to get into that. Slamming beers, tool shopping, JD2 Co cart is filling up. It's a good day fast. Supply issues, we're cutting cost. Ouch. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. We're going to continue to go on to. I don't care what anyone sells. The 9050 from Snap-on is the best battery-powered gun on the market. I mean, for the money that you're paying for it, and nobody's had any problems with it. And I mean, I honestly have never seen Snap-on electric tools. Granted, they're stupid expensive, but I honestly have never seen any major failures in the Snap-on tools, in the cordless tools. I feel like they put a lot of research and development into what they're, but the price is definitely. I mean, it's obviously David. Not to cut you off here. I should have brought you on a little bit later so I can get caught up in the chat. I usually like to get half hour or 45 minutes. So I want to make sure I get everybody in the chat, through here and whatnot, get everybody talking to them and get some comments, get that stew.
Of course.
You're
cooking. Nah, man, do what you need to do. I just wasn't sure how we were going to do it,
No, this is it. This is how we do it. We bring you on and you do your thing, or we'll talk, and it's good to have somebody on, and we'll talk about what you do, what I'm going to ask you what you do, and we'll get you involved more in the comments and stuff here. Yeah,
I'm not a techie guy, so I'm like over here hitting buttons. I keep closing the screen. I don't know what I'm doing, man.
I don't know either. Trust me. I've been winging this. I've been winging this since I got on YouTube. People sometimes are like, "Oh, you made a great video. That looks so awesome." And I'm like, God, I mean, even a blind squirrel can find a nut every once in a while.
Every clock's right twice a day.
Yep. There we go. Torque Test channel. Yeah, it's true. The Matco gun won. Have people with mixed experience on the Matco gun, though it seems ours is stout. And I have the same Torque Test channel. I know two guys that have them in the shops around here, and they absolutely swear by the half-inch ones. Now, the stubby ones, Fluffy, the Mexicanic, has a channel, and his just went down. But I think he did drop his in a bucket of coolant. But you're gonna have those failure rates from absolute terrible abuse. I mean, like, I've seen Milwaukee's, and when a guy will tell me, "Oh, this Milwaukee's a piece of junk," and I look at it, and it's got pieces of plastic filleted off of it, and I mean, that's like, listen, fella, we can't use that as a legit excuse for it being a piece of crap. A piece of crap gun is going to be something that you use, you take pretty decent care of, and it fails under normal wear and tear. If you drop it off a 6-story building or you throw it into a pool or something like that, that takes you out of, I can't use that. And I think a lot of people would agree. So, is it happy their tool purchases? That matters. Brand don't matter. Yeah, I agree with that too. What's up, Tom? MCG. What's up, Joshua Brandenburg? Yep. Let's see if we can get caught up in here. Snap-on 9050. Power is size is badass. Yeah, the size is ridiculous. The thing is just a hammer. It's a socket killer. Excuse me. All hail Milwaukee. They have heard your lies of breakage and are flanking your position to overrun the market. Poor Infinium trash will swell the wake of Torque. Yeah, okay. I don't know what that means. That sounds like you might want to go to the doctor. I think they have medication for what is wrong with you. Xanax. Rumor has it there's a new Aircat is badass. There's a lot of tools. Dude, I mean, David, how old are you?
31.
31? No kidding. I would have thought you were a little bit older. The mustache was like, I thought.
You know what? I just got old man face. That's it.
That's all good. I don't mean to dish you, but I'm an honest guy. It's good you're 31. I'm 43. I would have figured you were a little bit closer to my age, but from your experience in what are you a mechanic?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Diesel, auto,
Aircraft.
aircraft.
Yes, sir.
Wow, this is crazy because I was just looking at aircraft stuff this week.
Oh,
This is actually going to be interesting because I have a lot of questions for you because I was thinking about some aircraft stuff this week, and I actually have something that I was looking. Either not Frosty, Peter Savinsky, I think, was chatting with me, and we're going to get to that topic. So remind me about that, and it's about sockets. So I have some questions for you about that because I'm not an aircraft mechanic, and this is right in your field. I should have remembered that. Now I remember that email. The warranty on Snap-on battery line up sucks though. It's only a year. Yeah, I mean Snap-on definitely has to step up with that. But that's market competition. At the end of the day, that's all market competition. And you know what? I've had my Snap-on stuff for 2 years now, which is completely out of warranty. Never had any issues. I always say that warranty is subject to the tool, and a bad tool will have a better warranty sometimes. Not all times, but a bad tool will have warranty. And I honestly think Milwaukee needs a 5-year warranty because I don't think they can last the 5 years. Now, I know I've just fired up like 60 people right there, but I had an impact that went into I had a hex driver impact that went into warranty right out of the box a month after using it, and I got to use it 6 months out of the year that I owned it. And that was brand new out of the box. And they had a known issue with it. The spring kept breaking on the deal. And this is, I mean, it happens. I'm not saying no tool company goes goes without problems. It's no different than the Icon thing. People, when the Icon ratchet incident happened, it was the same deal. Icon maybe pushed the poop out a little bit too fast, and they got a little shard in their pants, and the Icon ratchet they needed to go back to the drawing board and redesign it and fix it up a little bit better. At the end of the day, guys, the one thing I'm disappointed with Milwaukee, I will say, is that Milwaukee, all these guys that you see on YouTube that have all these Milwaukee tools, and Torque Test Channel was the first one to come up with this issue, who's not a sponsored Milwaukee guy. And I think that speaks volumes for the company and what they're doing. They're obviously giving tools to the wrong people, or they're not getting tools out to the right people to do the right deal. That's my feeling. That's why. And I will tell you that I know for a fact that DeWalt gets stuff out to legit people in the field testing and working on it and using it. And I know Makita does, and I know several other companies, they actually get stuff out there that do cordless stuff. And that's kind of my thing. I feel like Milwaukee drops the ball because they kind of, I just don't trust them. I just don't. They do a lot of stuff. More behind the scenes, folks. Just checking. Torque Test Channel is one of my favorite. Hell yeah. Rockstar. That is so true. Had one battery fail in 7 years. Let's catch up here. I'm gonna have to skip over a few. I see a lot of you guys talking to Torque Test Channel, which is good. What's up, Country Mile? Ryobi HP handles and feels so nice. I got the mid torque with the 4 sticks, 8 amp hour battery plus. Country Mile. Just picked up some Astro Nanos. Wonder if they're any good. I got Astro Nanos and they're great. I absolutely love them. Flip side, 7 years Snap-on fails without a warranty. 125, boom, get a new one. That's exactly why I like Snap-on. Milwaukee doesn't have a program like that. After 5 years, you have to buy a brand new tool. Snap-on, you can get a tool. I have a buddy. He's all his Snap-on tools. He paid the initial price. So back in the early 2000s, they were actually a little bit cheaper. And he upgraded to all new tools because he sent them in and they were discontinued. And he got all new tools for $125 a piece. How about that? How about them apples?
Damn.
Yeah. So he made out like a bandit. You won't get that with Milwaukee. If it's discontinued, you're not getting that. So that's a great statement.
Unless you pick it up off eBay for 4 times the price.
Yep. I know people are not happy with me about the Milwaukee thing. I'm not angry at Milwaukee. Trust me. I think you got to think about it. does almost nothing playing the influencer game. Over in Japan, they have a lot of people that are using Makita though. So it's a different deal. And I do know DeWalt has people that actually use a tool though. That's I do know the people that are getting DeWalt stuff. They're just not DeWalt's not big into the giving tools to people for influencing and stuff like that. They're not near as bad as Milwaukee. Yeah, I bet Jim Pico is swamped. He got 90 new impacts. Snapple. I love poking the lightning bolts. Big fan, 3 years now. Absolutely astronaut. All right, so David is an aircraft mechanic. How long you been an aircraft mechanic?
Total time about 8 years, I guess.
8 years. 8 years. And what do you primarily work on? Because I know nothing about air mechanic.
So right now, I'm mostly a helicopter guy, but we have a few airplanes as well.
Oh wow, you're a helicopter guy.
Yes, sir. That's my preference. We have airplanes, but I try to avoid them.
Well, yeah. Theo knows that I don't care about me. He knows me well enough now. He knows. That's all. That's what I mean, though. You know what I mean? Like, not to take away from you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I gotta watch that. If I get talking over you, just say, "Hey, shut up, man," because I do this. JD Tico.
It's your show.
I do stuff. Yeah, Country Mile. Theo knows me well enough. He knows that I don't give a shit. So you go back to tell me some more about your career and your experience and stuff like that.
Oh, so I mean, I started out in the military, in Marine Corps, Navy aviation.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that for 5 years and then got out. And then I moved to New York City, where I was a barber for almost 6 years. Yeah, it's a bit of a career shift.
Wow. Well, no wonder why your hair looks so good then. Makes sense.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Looks a lot better than mine does.
I don't know if it's mad at me or what, but it's leaving fast. But after that, I got sick of New York and moved down to Texas, where I've been working here for about 3 years.
That's awesome. Junkyard Diggs was a helicopter mechanic in the military. You got some poltergeist going on there.
Yeah, it's this stupid Harbor Freight LED garbage. Yeah, no, I needed a light. I needed one quick.
Quick. Yeah. So tell me, we won't bash on Harbor Freight because I don't want to do too much of that, because I know that gets. We'll talk about it here later. But so tell me what your favorite tool brand, or what your take is on tools, on what you use, and what you have to have a specific set of tools, right? I mean, you have to have kind of a list of tools. So,
as far as like the helicopters I work on and the airplanes, I work on smaller stuff. Smaller, like the largest helicopters we have are, depending on weight and balance setup and engine power at the time, can hold max 5 people.
Okay.
Most of the time it's around 3. Because you got equipment and things like that to go in there. But our real bread and butter is hand tools.
Right.
Honestly, hand tools and power tools here and there. If you're doing sheet metal stuff or composite work or something like that, you'll use sanders, grinders, nibbers, things like that.
Okay.
But mostly power tools.
And let me ask you a question leading back, because I don't want to forget this, but for fastener stuff, you guys have a lot of stainless fastener.
Stainless, yes. A lot of them are stainless or anodized steel, for sure.
Okay. So what do you use? What kind of sockets do you use to keep from marring? Because I'm sure there's kind of a stipulation on that. Isn't there like keeping those from being compromised, or?
No. So I've never run into any issue using any sockets, because nothing. So we work on, I and the people I work with work on smaller European aircraft. So these aircraft they're Eurocopter AS350s.
Okay.
So they're in. If you ever see a police helicopter, an air ambulance, anything like that, they're all, for the most part, same ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Those.
Yep.
So nothing on there is particularly big or requires a lot of torque.
Okay.
So Martin fasteners, not really an issue. Reaching
Okay.
the fastener was the issue.
But you guys do have tool checks. So what's it called? ASF? Is it called ASS certification? And then they have FOD, which is
Foreign
foreign
object.
object. Yeah. What? Say that again.
Well, the item itself, like a piece of FOD, would be foreign object debris. But
Okay.
you have FOD as a verb, like you FOD'd out an engine, would be foreign object damage.
Okay. And then you do like specific checks though. So I know that I know I've heard Sonic, or Tang, some of these tool brands that are doing these foam trays and whatnot. Because you can do
So
and stuff like
I don't know specifically what you're talking about, but we called it ATAF. All tools accounted for.
Yep. That's what I was looking for. Was what your terminology.
I believe the Army called it something different, but we always called it ATAF. But yes, first thing in the morning, before you start a job, if you're on a job all day, in the middle of your job, just stop, do an ATAF real quick, make sure you got everything. Excuse me. And then after you finish that job, and then at the end of the day, not only your tools, but we have a tool room as well where we can check out tools. You got to do the tool room too. So
it's very so I've heard. So I used to do Lean Six Sigma. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Okay, so Lean Six Sigma was kind of one of the things that they talked about, like airplane mechanics and stuff like that. Like, because it's good housekeeping. It's basically the majority for people who don't understand the full terminology. And this is something that I've always talked about in shops that a lot of people need to implement in shops. And to have a good shop, this is one of those things that I implement in that, because guys lose tools all the time in cars, and and there's not near the accountability as there is in airplane stuff. Because if you leave a screwdriver in an airplane motor, I mean, that's somebody's life. Which, not saying that can happen in somebody's car too, but there's been a big disconnect in that. I've seen it in several shops, and of course, the longer I've been in this business, I'm very more conscientious about it. And it's not just leaving tools, but check, recheck, and double check your work.
Absolutely.
And that's your guys' mentality, right? Everything you do all the time.
Oh, absolutely. So we have a list of things that are considered flight critical.
Yep.
And if anything on that list, then you cannot do it by yourself.
Absolutely.
Simple stuff like, you're going to fill up the hydraulic reservoir or something like that, cleaning blades, something small, do it yourself. But something like you're changing a fuel control unit, you're pulling out control rods, something like that, you would need at least one other person, maybe two, to look at it.
Yep.
Depending on the severity of what could happen if it failed.
Very cool. I like it, and I see some comments. I just kind of scrolled down here. We're going to get to that too about that. Let's get into a few comments, because I got a few I want to catch up. Jimmy making it work. Jimmy likes to work it. Coke and tools. I want to address this real quick too. Have you dealt with any Coke and tools by any chance?
I have not. I was looking at some the X series or the X series ratchets, right?
Zeal. Yeah. I love Coke and stuff, and I think they're probably really great for aircraft stuff too, because you guys use a lot of 1/4 inch, right?
1/4 inch is almost everything.
Yeah. So see, it's funny because I was literally researching this stuff. It's almost like, I swear to God, I have, man, and my depth or what do you call this, perceptionary, how my brain works, because I've got like ADHD and all sorts of other things. But I swear to God, I put this stuff in my memory bank, and for some reason, you sent me that email, and I was like, oh, cool, this is awesome, because I have an aircraft mechanic on. But I don't know, for some reason that hit me, and I remember, I'm thinking it was Peter Savinsky or one of these guys asked me about sockets, and that's kind of what I was curious about. Was so obviously marring sockets isn't a big deal, but and I thought it would be more of a big deal. But stainless stuff, he works as an industrial mechanic, and he was asking me about gray pneumatics and the Matcos, and the ones that have the kind of the your flank drive plus snap-ons, and how they're a little bit tighter. And of course, you guys don't probably deal with rust at all, because if it's rusty, it's gone, right? Like, that's a big thing.
So there are certain components, especially air conditioner components,
Uh-huh.
because down in South Texas, it's 100 degrees 10 months out of the year. So
Okay.
we have a lot of air conditioner stuff, constantly working on air conditioners.
Okay.
So air conditioners get rusty parts. And
Okay.
I can tell you how many times I've gone to break a line on an AC compressor and just twisted her right off, falls on the ground. So then you got to replace the compressor because you broke the fitting off of it.
But you guys replace. I mean, you're not. You guys replace parts. Like if it's rusty, most likely it's getting replaced. Like no question.
Not always. So we have corrosion control procedures to prevent and treat corrosion. So a lot of times, it depends on the type of corrosion, whether it's surface, filiform, pitting. Like the deeper the corrosion, obviously the worse it gets. But if it's just surface corrosion, we take a brass brush, hit it with some it's ACF 50. Hit it with
Okay.
some ACF 50. Wipe it off. Hit it with some alcohol to wipe off the oily residue. Hit it with some paint.
Okay. That's awesome. Let's try to get caught up here a little bit. I love this, man. This is like, obviously this is really hitting perfect for me because I literally was thinking about all this stuff, and I guess it's just fate.
Yeah.
I got so many questions I can literally talk about. I'm not a Milwaukee fanboy at all, but Milwaukee does have flat rate repair. Copy that. I don't think their flat rate repair is that great though. Just saying. What's better, mouse milk or Croyle? I'm gonna go with Croyle, but I don't know. I've never used mouse milk, but I definitely seen it on South Main Auto.
You know what? We use mouse milk all the time.
Really?
Croyle, I think I've actually got a can of it in here somewhere. Croyle, I got a real hard time saying that word with my accent. Croyle, there we go. Yep. It's good stuff, but honestly, in a weird way, I prefer the smell of mouse milk.
I gotta get some now. You just talked me into it because it's like, I mean, I seen it on South Main Auto's channel and somebody sent it to him, but it's like, you don't hear this come up that often. And actually talk to somebody else that's had it, and you've used both, which I definitely. And Croyle's it's stupid expensive.
Yeah, Croyle is.
I don't know what mouse milk is. How much it is?
$17 a can or something. Croyle is.
Yeah, it's dumb. And I think Croyle smells amazing myself. But
I love mouse milk. Wait till you smell the mouse milk. Get you some of that.
I'm sold. You got me talked into it. Hear that, JD Tico? Order the mouse milk up. We're gonna need to get a run of mouse milk going on here. Harbor Freight, aka hello. What's up, Biggie Fitz? What's up, Alfred? What's up, brother? Dustin, Biggie, Quick Wrench. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Jimmy likes to work it. I'm going to try to run through your Torque Test channel. It's so awesome. It's awesome to see you. Our CP recommended us your channel. Absolutely. Yeah, dude, I started watching Torque Test channel when he had like 1,800 subscribers. So I don't know how it landed like that, but I'll tell you what, there's nobody in the tool world that blew up as fast as he did. That's for sure. And I'm glad they're those guys. And I'm glad they did. They're awesome. So you start selling them, I start buying them. TTC is legit. Yeah. I'm sure an aircraft mechanic that's the problem with flat rate though. That's what we got a problem with is we got to slow things down. What's up, Brailsford? How you doing? We got Jimmy, order placed. I think, did he just say that now? Yeah, he might have just said that right now. Harbor Freight. Alan Kaufman, what's up, brother? You're not late. We're only 44 minutes in. We got a long ways to go. Stainless is used when corrosion and rust prevention are more important. That overall strength. Usually in marine applications is a big thing. Kick the shit out of that like button. Hell yeah. What's up with the light? Oh, he's just doing that for effect.
Yeah, it's comedic effect. No, man, it's a shitty Harbor Freight light and it's going out on me.
It's Halloween, boys. We gotta have something a little bit spooky when we're doing the stream. So don't focus on the light, focus on the chat. Trust me. This is the problem with this world nowadays. Everybody gets worried about little things. And there you go. That's fine. I know there's people get annoyed about the littlest things. I'm telling you. You go along with little ATF minnow spray. Frosty, I agree with that 100%. Absolutely, Quick Wrench is 100% a big busy week. I'm gonna get some milk mills then. Look at that. We just
Do it.
sold milk,
Man,
mouse milk ain't a sponsor, but we're
I
getting
have
them in.
I've never bought it for myself, but I can only assume it's cheaper than Aerocrawl because that
Yeah,
stuff is ridiculous.
sell them out, approved by Aviation Mechanics. The hell yeah. 103 mechanics in here. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you, brother. Like, anybody ever use Gibbs penetrating? Oh, here we go. Tater salad. I haven't even heard of that before.
I've never heard of it.
I think we'll see the Craftsman Professional line come out once they're already back to the States, Juan. They're in Texas. I don't know where you're at, but they're in Texas. Needs a hyperlight. We get a lot of walk-in aviation mechanics. Well, you got a lot of airports right there by you too, JDT goes, so I can see that. Just finished up some homework, ready to be done. Now working. Hell yeah! I'm so annoyed about his mustache. He's no,
What's wrong with his mustache, man?
He's being a facetious because of the light. That's Raphael's a great guy, and he's got a great sense of humor. So he's just he's going along with the light thing. Sid Mafia, how you doing, brother? You guys are funny. Keep it up. Hell yeah! I googled it already. Must hurt the mouse a little.
They actually enjoy
I
it.
broke the mouse. There you go. That's exactly, dude. I almost said that the same exact time I read that. I was thinking the same thing. How do you even milk a mouse? Marble mystery oil. There's so much. I'll tell you what, guys. Jesus Mendoza favorite. Holy shit. Favorite AC is the MD10. Is the MD. I don't know. Favorite AC. My favorite AC. We're gonna have all sorts of mouse milking. Mouse milk is just in itself great content. First of all, just think of the title on that: mouse milk and a mouse with a pair of cow udders on it.
If I remember correctly, it's a picture of a mouse. Let me see if I can pull it up. I might have a picture here. It's just a picture of a mouse in a shirt. I believe the shirt just says mouse milk. It's a terrible logo. They really dropped the ball on that one.
No shit. Who makes it, I wonder?
Yeah, here it is right here. Mouse milk penetrating oil.
We got it. It is.
Yeah.
This one's got a picture of a mouse and a nut.
Oh, he's wearing an apron. That's what he's wearing.
Yeah, this is. It's on Amazon for $10, and it doesn't come in a spray, does it? It's a.
I've never seen it spray.
No, it's got a purple aircraft. Oh, you got aircraft stuff's $1 cheaper. The purple bottle.
Purple mouse milk.
It says aircraft.
Aircraft Spruce. That's the website.
Oh, okay.
Aircraft Spruce sells a lot of aviation specific stuff. I've never seen the purple bottle.
Welcome to mousemilk.com.
We use the kind of green one. You tried the milk.
Oh, they have milk treatment too. It's under construction. Keep frozen. No, it's. Listen, guys. If you ain't milking mice, you ain't in. This is awesome. You tried milking them, you sick son of a bitch. Yeah. The work all depends on the milking machine. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if they got little tiny milkers for them. I think the video on Gibbs versus come from episodes of Simpsons in the 1990s. Oh, nice. Maybe if you combine that mustache with CP's goatee, you would have something going on.
Maybe.
Yeah, mouse boobies would have to have been better. Could you imagine a mouse with a big old udder dragging that thing around? They're too low to the ground. I'm sure if I want to Google mouse titties. How do you milk a mouse? Somebody Google that. We use Simple Midwest penetrating with fairly good success. Mouse milk and that doesn't even sound good at all.
Ooh.
How much milk per liter? Maybe I have a few farming opportunities. We definitely it was a pun in itself. I mean, it was just too good to pass that one up. So back to some of the other tool things. So what kind of tool line, or how do you buy your tool? How do I want to put this? I'm not good with words sometimes. I gotta have what is your main hard line of tools that you buy?
I was never really, I guess you'd say, addicted to one brand.
There you
So
go.
loyal to one brand. I got a ton of Craftsman stuff uh, just because it was there when I needed it, and I just grabbed it and ran with it. But over the past, I don't know, year or so, like I said, I've only been at this job 3 years, and prior to that, I was military, so all the tools were provided for me, so I didn't really have to worry about it. So
What tools did you use when they were provided for you?
so we had different boxes, different toolboxes, small white boxes that we used depending on the job. We had an engine box, we had a transmission box, and that pretty much all government agencies have a contract with Snap-on.
There you
So
go.
those were 99% Snap-on.
Yeah, I know there's some that have Proto, and I've seen some guys that had some different. They've had their own toolkits and whatnot. But I was just curious. So what is your you don't do you have? I mean, you don't have a majority of something right now that you buy mostly from. Are you buying anything mainly specifically on the tool truck? If you're gonna buy a tool, like let's say, okay, let's do a ratchet. Let's just get it out there because we all know what everybody's thinking in the chat. Everybody wants to know what's your favorite ratchet.
My favorite ratchet, I'm gonna have to go with the classic T72.
Snap-on ratchet for the win.
Yeah.
Final answer.
But honestly, I actually got a couple over here in the stack. Like I said, 1/4 inch is our bread and butter, so I got them laying over here everywhere. Let me grab a few.
Okay.
Here's I got, what do I got here? I got a gear wrench 120 XP.
Okay.
I got a Matco AFR 58.
Okay. I think that's like the one.
I got an SK 80180, and then I got a Mac MR 590K, and then I have a TR 72 R, quick release. So out of these, I like the T72 a lot for sure, and I don't like the TR 72 as much. I'm not a huge fan of the quick release, but
yeah,
as far as clearance goes, there's a massive pair on these things. So where are you at? Here you are. The Matco actually has a thinner profile, and it helps get into those tighter spaces just a little bit better, where the Snap-on, you're kind of bumping the head around a little bit. But as far as length goes, T72, and visually, man, you can't beat this Mac. Where's it at? Right there. Look at that thing.
Yeah. There you go.
Like,
there you go. How about sockets?
Sockets. I am converting my toolbox to mostly Snap-on. I got some Craftsman, got some gear wrench.
Any specific reason? Just out of curiosity.
Because I work for a federal agency, and because of that, we get a hell of a discount on Snap-on tools. There
you go. Beautiful. So, now I know something that people so I want to get this out there because I already know this answer. But you are when people tell people that you need chrome versus impact, you're automatically going to say in the aviation field, impact is pretty much nil.
Impact's a no.
Yes. So
on an aircraft, I've never used an impact.
You're not allowed to, are you?
Not if you want to keep that fastener.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
I don't think a lot of people realize that, and that's what, and the reason why chrome is better probably, and I'm sure you might know this, but I'm sure where chrome comes into better play is that it's just better tolerances for everything you're doing, right?
It's tighter tolerances, and it doesn't have such a bulky profile. A lot of places an impact just won't get into on an aircraft, because you're taking as much technology as is in an airplane, a full-size airplane, and cramming it into this tiny little package. So you need every single square inch of space. And trust
Absolutely.
me, every square inch is taken up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got to get in and around, and
that's something that people don't think about a lot. Like like I've heard guys tell. I actually had one guy that's a young man that was going to be a mechanic, and this is no joke. This is a true story. Like 2 years ago, when I started, and he said I was told I should get impact sockets, so he bought a whole bunch of Tecton impact sockets, and showed up at the to be, or he applied for the job, showed up at the job with all this Tecton stuff and the toolbox and everything, and they basically said either get rid of those sockets or throw them in the trash.
As an aircraft mechanic.
Yes, and he had a tool list, but the problem was that everybody had told him to get impact sockets. I will say that it was obviously not very well researched on his part, and he overlooked the fact that it said chrome sockets on his list, but because he had been asking people, and most mechanics, said that, and he
was asking car mechanics.
Yeah, well, he's asking any mechanic. Almost every mechanic out there will tell you that get impact sockets. That's like and I am a firm believer that if you're starting in a mechanic field, there's not an impact socket set. I completely disagree with that, because most of the times you go out and buy a set of tools. If anybody, like, even if a guy's just wanting to start working in and out of his house or whatnot, 9 times out of 10 you can go buy a chrome set with 3 ratchets, extensions, some universal joints, deep, shallow sockets. There's just not any impact sets out there that do that. And, you can get away, and not a single tool manufacturer, or not a single impact or person will ever like me for saying this, but everybody knows that they got away with using chrome sockets on impact before. I'm not saying it's right, and it's safe, Absolutely. But like on ratchets, you can just buy cordless ratchets and use them to break everything by hand and run your fasteners out with a ratchet, and still use chrome sockets, and you're going to be fine. I very rarely have ever broke a chrome socket on an air ratchet or a ratchet, period, but I have done it. I did it on an 18 millimeter chrome SK socket on an air ratchet on my Mac air ratchet. It's just split it, like popped it right up. But I just feel like for savings for a guy, especially if he doesn't know if he wants to be in the field, it's just better to buy that, in my opinion. So, yeah. Let's see here. We got milking. We're still on the milking mouse. FF80. Tecton is what I use, but I'm going to retire in 7.5 more years at 50. There you go.
Hey,
did you discuss Milwaukee? Jesse, I may have just where have you been, Jesse? I haven't seen you forever. 50% of what I was told. Interesting. Just destroy your strap on. I know you're joking. I know who you are, Jesse. Don't you think I didn't forget you, buddy? Now I gotta ask you, ever hang out with Maverick? We got Maverick on the stream. Dude, that would have been another awesome title for the stream. We got Maverick on the stream. Oh. What's up, car guy? How you doing, brother? That's another Iowa fella right there. Only impact sockets I have for aircraft are turbo ones to remove. Oh, there you go. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I started out with Craftsman and slowly upgraded Snap-on. Absolutely. I started out with benchtop. I've done that video. Those shiny things are not supposed to be. Hey, listen, I don't care what you guys do with your tools. When I was a Mac dealer, I just told the guys, I said, as long as you pay your bill, you can literally drag them down a gravel road. I don't care. I'll replace them when they need to be replaced. But when you want me to tell you how they're supposed to be used, and when I sell them to you, I'm going to tell you how they're intended for use. What you do with them after that, I don't care. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. That's all it is. That's all there is to it. And logistically, or for me as doing YouTube, I don't want to put out a bunch of bad information and sit here and say, yeah, it's okay to use chrome sockets. It's absolutely not, because it's dangerous. But if you're in a pinch and it has to be done, we've all done it. I don't care who you are. If you haven't done it and you say you haven't done it, you're a liar, because I know better.
Yeah.
Gear wrench has Sunex and Gear wrench have impact, but they're not really complete. And I just go to Harbor Freight then if you're going to talk about gear wrench. We already seen that. Gear wrench is the same.
I was upset about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I should go out there and get that socket out, because that one. Yo, bud, I wish I'd meet you again. Yeah, this weekend. Can't do this weekend. I got to go to a birthday party, big birthday car girls. Chrome is better for type. Absolutely. KC Builds, what's up, CP? Does anyone know if the one key impact has an inferior version? That I don't know. I am not a Milwaukee expert. I will tell you that right now. I just like to make fun of them. What kind of welders do you guys use in automotive shops? Mostly Lincoln or Miller is the pretty common ones. I have a Yes welder that I haven't gotten up and running yet because I got to run all new electrical to my shop. Have you ever used an essential lube? It's a penetrating oil that is out there and has a lot of uses. No, I have not.
No, never heard of it.
Explode or only crack, and I have seen cheap. Oh yeah, quick rinse. That's another thing. My SK didn't explode; it cracked. So yeah, chrome is a little easier to find when it falls down. That's another thing. Tool demos. Actually, we talked about this. We talked about this on his live stream last weekend. He actually came up with he found some, started dipping his tools into a glow in the dark formula, which I don't understand how has not become some coatings on some tools. Because think about how many times you had an impact socket going down into the dark abyss.
Yep.
One key are not changed. Hopefully you got that, KC Build. CP, I've often been yes, that's Frosty. Frosty was the guy I was talking to. I've been looking. So this is another question I want to get back to. So, and I don't want to involve everybody in this because I have my own theories about this. CP, I've been looking hard and often at those surface drives from GP to go with my dual sockets, and I'm a flank drive guy though. Okay, so what he's talking about is there's a lot of those. So Matco has those sockets like I got. Maybe I should go out in the shop. Should I go out in the shop?
Yeah.
I mean, should I take the road, showing the road out here to the shop? Actually, I need to fill my water jug up because if I don't, my thirst gets parched. Let's hang this back up here real quick. We'll answer a few questions here. Thanks, JD Tico. Josh, how's the gear wrench eventually? Well, gear wrench hasn't gotten back to me. I can tell you that much. They're no longer interested in talking to me. I can tell you that much. None of these companies like me. Okay, let me tell you that right now. Not a lot of these companies like me, anyways, because I like to ask the questions that are not all. What do you say? I'm color. I don't know what you say. I'm forward about asking the questions like, why do you do this and why do you do that? I ask the questions they don't want to answer. That's the problem. I ask the questions they don't want to answer. You know, you all know those questions. Like when I ask the question, "Where's it made?" and they go, next question." You know, like people avoid when these companies avoid these questions. The more they avoid, the more pissed I get. Like a lot of you guys don't know, Ryobi 1 Plus motors are in a lot of the Milwaukee batteries. Same exact motor is in the same Milwaukee tools as Ryobi 1 Plus. That's straight from the Milwaukee dealer's mouth.
Dang.
It's TTI. That's what they do. They're using the same tools. You know, I mean, why wouldn't they? Crossing up tools.
Hurts.
I'm like an investigative journalist. Nobody likes an investigative journalist, neither. Remember that. You know, the military hates investigative journalists. Companies hate them because they ask questions and they dig into the dirt. And if you knew the tool companies like I did, you'd know they're all a bunch of dirty sons of SOBs. They really, at the end of the day, except for Lyle. I believe Lyle is, and I really don't have much ill will towards the pretty name. They've been pretty honest. So, let me get drop the keys. If I go to the camera, it'll look funny. All right. All right. Let's see here. I've been using Chrome for 3/8 impacts, impact sockets for 1/2 inch. Lube impact sockets with mineral oil and touch of AC dye and makes them. Oh, there you go. That's a good idea. That's a great idea right there.
Mineral oil and a touch of AC dye. Huh.
Yeah, I never even thought about doing that before.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's an awesome idea. I need 2 more hands. Swear to God. We're gonna run out to the shop for the last hour of the stream here.
Yeah, I'm in my I wouldn't go so far as to call it a shop, but it's where I do all my tinkering and stuff.
Well, I've heard there's 2 ways you can look at being a shop. Mine is detached from my house, and if it's attached to your house, it's a garage.
Yeah.
But you can also have a shop attached to your house. Because I know a guy that has a machine shop attached to his house. So a shop is where you do work.
Yeah, I would say a shop was something that makes money for you.
Right.
Yeah,
My shop makes money for me.
This is definitely just a garage then. My garage cost me money.
Well, if you fix stuff in there and save money, not so bad.
Yeah, that is true.
We got a full moon again tonight. Come on. So we can get a little bit of warmth going in here.
Oh yeah. I forgot people in other parts of the country have to deal with the cold.
Yeah, it's a little bit nippy.
So I was thinking about that the other night. I had some friends come over and we were doing a little cookout outside, whatever. And one of my buddies, when we got outside, he came over. The sun had already started to go down. He's like, "Oh, it's nice out here." And he pulls out his phone. And he goes, "Oh yeah, it's only 96 degrees. Feels good." I'm like, yeah. It just, when you're at the point where you say it's only 96 degrees, it's too damn hot.
It's not too bad in here. I think it's let's check the old 84. I don't know how it's 80. Oh, 55. 55 in here. Not 55? Too terrible. Yeah.
You got some heat rolling in there?
No. This is fat guy weather.
I got 78 in here right now.
I don't know where my heater went to though. I don't think I'm gonna need. Oh, there it is. If it's too cold, I'll turn it on. I doubt it. I'll be fine. I got my stocking cap on. All right. What's up, 76 Starship? Extremely tickled. Yeah, they are extremely ticked off. What's up, Grim? How you doing, buddy? Orange, green, red, all TTI, all Chinese. Think of Ryobi as one of those Canadian Pontiacs. Yeah. Lyle for the win. Never had a socket I couldn't find even when gravity checked. I haven't lost many sockets either, I will say that. I'm pretty stingy on finding that stuff. Until I find it. Jimmy, once again, that goes back to that same thing like aircraft mechanic stuff right there. If you lose something, you have to stop everything and find it, right?
Yes. So if you say I was doing an inspection on a bird that had to leave at 8 in the morning. And at 11, I noticed that my, say, flashlight is missing. Any aircraft that I had touched from the time I came in till that moment need to come back.
There you go. And I'm pretty much the same. I feel like I use the same guidelines as what aircraft mechanic stuff does. And that's part of the reason why I work for myself now. I got tired of being forced into like flat rate stuff. I feel like flat rate's irrelevant now, especially when you're in the Rust Belt, because the book times I think they cheat on people that have rusty fasteners and stuff like that. I mean, like taking a suspension piece off on a normal car in under book time or what they have written for book time is probably pretty normal. But if you have to cut things off, punch them out with an air hammer, it adds on time like drastically. So maybe I'm just slow and methodical too. That might be my other thing is I like to work at my own pace.
Slow is fast.
Yeah, exactly. Shop has 2 bay that makes money and one that costs money. Some people have garages bigger than Grim does have Grim does have I don't know what I'll bet you Grim's shop probably doesn't have the surface area that mine's a 24 by 30, but he's got an old 2 bay shop from back in the day. I think he even has a center post lift, but yeah, he's got a tight operation. One of these days we're gonna have a video here. Hopefully this winter I can stop by. I'm planning on going by a couple shops and making some videos this winter. So all work stopped till missing tools recovery.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here you go. What wrenches do you use as an airplane mechanic?
So son of a bitch, I was just thinking about this. The snap-ons, the flank drive pluses. So
okay.
Flank pluses are a no. Just because of the extra grip, because of the extra the shape of it, the teeth, those
right.
two are up the corners on fasteners pretty bad. Like, not that you'll slip off, but when you get it on the hex there and give it a good crank, it'll grab those edges. You know.
Yep.
But the flank drive pluses, no. Flank drives, yes.
Yes. Okay. Flank drive pluses are a little bit tight. I have never lost one. Yeah, exactly. What's the deal with the 10? I'm the same way. I've never lost 10 millimeter. 13 millimeter, 15 millimeter. I've had more problems with losing those. I feel like I use them more. 17 millimeter sometimes too. Wakito Law is back on YouTube. If anyone follows him, interesting guy, banned for reasons unknown. Huh, that's interesting. If you use your heater, don't set yourself on fire again. Yeah, no kidding. I set myself on fire. I don't know if you caught that. Amen. CP book time doesn't work well with times and the rest of it. I agree, man. It's horrible, and that's why there's a lot of disconnect in the trade, the mechanics trade. It's because I feel like, I mean, like in dealership times, you got a new car, no rust, and then you get them out of there, and then they add like 3/10. Like on a normal job in their dealership under warranty, it's like, let's say it's an hour, and then they give you 1.3 when it's out of the dealership aftermarket non-warranty, and it's like, whatever, dude. There's no way that adds 3/10. I've seen some stuff but addition for rust, broken fasteners, absolutely. 2 hours for exhaust manifolds. Yes, there you go. There's another one. Exhaust manifolds, absolutely ridiculous. How are exhaust? What's the worst job on an airplane that you do? Like, what's a job that you like is repetitive and it's bad that you do? Because exhaust manifolds is one of them, and brake lines here is my two.
So back to ACs.
Okay.
I hate working on ACs. First of all, they're incredibly difficult to troubleshoot just because the lines just run all over the place. They start in the tail boom, they run forward, they go into a condenser, and then they run out and around, and it's a rat's nest of lines.
Right.
And if you got a leak and you put the sniffer in there and you get a hit, there's no way you're finding out which one it's from. So you got to methodically disconnect every line, pressure check each one. It's just a huge pain in the ass. But in the nose compartment of AS350 B 3s. There are forward evaporators from the AC. And the one on the left, the co-pilot side, is just a horrible pain in the ass, right? You have to, it's kind of hard to explain. I wish I had a picture of it. So you have your center console where all your radios and stuff are. You have an area about this thick that you have to get your hand and an 8mm wrench in, get in, twist around, and take off this bolt that's just connected to nothing. So that is by far the worst thing.
Okay. Do you guys use dye and AC stuff too? Do you ever use dye or just sniffers?
Just sniffers.
Okay.
I don't think we can use dye.
Okay. Interesting. 6-4 Power Stroke manifold bolts because they're stainless steel. There you go. Every day we break bolts and tools because of rust. Tools pay for themselves. I agree. I mean, like I have that induction heater that I got is a lifesaver. It's been an absolute especially for gas tanks. They have not been for fuel tanks, for removing bolts and fuel tanks. Now that's been a godsend. Wait, Milwaukee's having a recall or something? What's going on? Where you been at, Hendrick? They are they have a problem with their 2767-20 H96B. Go check out Torque Test Channel's video because they explain the whole thing, and what happened is they changed the design and they didn't tell anybody. They just said, hey, keep buying our stuff. We're going to cheapen it up for you. So we're going to get into more of that hopefully here. Bigger jobs, let's stay up front. Oh, yeah. Where's this? Where did I miss this shit? I feel like I missed this question.
Yeah.
I was looking at the question. Oh, Josh Adair, I missed this question. That's the one I was going to. Let's see the mystery socket. This is under high security here at the CP, the Tool Addict compound. This is a Gearberg socket, 10mm 3/8 made in the factory. I'll tell you what, I wanted to address this too real quick because I feel like, I've got a video coming out, but the other day a guy was asking me why I would spend the money on tool truck sockets versus just buying a cheap one. Now, regardless, if everybody says the Pittsburgh sockets are great or gear wrench, I don't care. Everybody that loves them, that's awesome. Okay, so here's this socket. Here's a Mac socket. Now, keep in mind, I don't have any snap-on chromes. These are both 10mm. Well, actually, the gear wrench is a 3/8, but close enough. It's semantics. 3/8 would be about the same way for a Mac socket. But I want everybody to take a look at this and see what you're actually getting with this socket. Because the reality of it is the drive end of one of these sockets is so far recessed up in there that you're not actually getting use out of this complete part of the socket. And what they do is they build the socket longer to add strength. So now what's that do? Now you've got this extra deep socket that when you're using this in a scenario or something, now you've got a longer socket that you're trying to fit into a tighter space. Whereas this is a standard length, like Snap-on, Mac, Matco, these are all standard length because they don't have to add strength by lengthening them out. Cheap sockets, that's a telltale sign of a cheap socket, is the drive end is, let me see if I got something to stick in here. Yeah, I do. I got a pocket screwdriver right here. So the drive into the socket is actually that deep. So it goes up that far on the drive into the socket. Why is the 3/8 drive that deep on the socket? You can see inside of here. See how far that drive end goes up versus the drive end of a professional socket, which only goes up this far, which is this is the actual drive into the socket because they put the broaching also shallower, which adds more strength up there. And the broaching on this socket is deeper. So all the strength is kind of lower. So something for people to understand, which I have a video that should be coming out pretty quick about this too. So something interesting that I thought I would share. Let's see here. Bigger jobs up front. Working tomorrow's FL. Do you have to security wire everything? Oh, there you go. There's another good question.
So I'm actually playing with an aircraft bolt right now. So if you'll look there, you see the hole there through the castellated nut. A lot of our nuts are cotter pinned, but bolt heads, a lot of them will be safety wired. We do have B nuts and clamps and stuff that get safety wired, but most of the time, if it is a nut without any safety on the bolt head, it'll be a cotter pin.
That's interesting. I never knew that. That's a great question, Tater Salad.
Yeah.
Labor times have been getting cut down, it seems. So we pad the labor guides often. Oh yeah, those guys are made for cars with 30K on them, 2 years old. I agree, 100%, Jimmy. Without a bolt or not, yeah. Tater Salad, that was a great question. Ryobi tools are trash. Chaka Gillis in the house with a comment. I appreciate the $2 holler. Thank you very much. They let the accountants dictate the tool design and eliminate the rear bearing for planetary gear set. Epic fail. Oh yeah, there you go. For the Milwaukee. That's another good explanation. Biggest problem I have running the shop is getting people to work. There you go. That's not that's kind of another question. So what's it like for people working in the shop? Are you guys kind of stretched thin a little bit right now, or?
We are right now, just because our specific site, there's no nice way to put this. Nobody wants to be here.
Right.
So there's other sites in bigger cities, San Antonio, Dallas has a site, I believe, Houston, El Paso, McAllen, places like that. But here where we are, we're just kind of off in the middle of nowhere. It's a small town. I say small, it's like 260 something thousand people. But we're just not getting a huge influx, and people who do come in don't stay. So this place acts as a stepping stone for a lot of people. A lot of mechanics.
Gotcha. Use my gear. Yep. I think you were the first one to put that up there, Gearberg. That was I felt like that was less offensive than the Schittsburg. I've got enough snap-on chrome for both of us, big brother. Hell yeah. Bimetallic corrosion. There you go. Yeah. 57 in Salt Lake City. Give you 10 grand for it. Make it 10.5. You got a deal.
Oh, good deal.
I gotta send it back to. I think I'm gonna send it back to JD Tico. Let him take a whiff of it. See what he says. Hey, we spent extra $20 coating this frame. Was rust preventative coating. Extra $20 coating. Oh yeah. I get it. Yes, absolutely. Zephyr, what are you doing? Oh, we got that. Heading the opposite way. You're driving, dumping off trash and picking up. I came across the Armstrong Pelican tool chest for $300. It was an aircraft set. Nice. That's awesome.
Wow.
Thanks for the answer. A buddy of mine was an Apache mechanic in the Army. Awesome.
Yep. I got an old Apache pilot working with us.
Oh yeah. They call do you have any of the titanium socket for aircraft work? Because that's like Koken has a set that's like a little over $3,000, and
I've seen those.
Yeah, and I don't know, I haven't heard of any aircraft guys that need that, but it's an aerospace, I think, mostly for like astronaut stuff. I think that's, and then it might be for some specialized airplane stuff too, but very, very, very specialized set of sockets for weight, and
No,
not that kind of aircraft stuff for you, huh?
No, not at all. I mean, maybe if someday I go to working on rockets or something, I might, but I'm going to make sure we put it in the contract that the company provides that for me.
Good evening, CP and all. When I first had started, all I could afford was Craftsman. After enough of them failed, I replaced them with Snap-on and let them, for sure, 8.5 million people out of work and 10.5 million job openings. I don't understand. Paul, I don't understand either. Trust me. I don't understand either. Yes, titanium is an aluminum-based alloy. We don't have time frames. Anyone under 40 just lacks the desire to work compared to 5 to 10 years ago. I actually know some people. I don't agree with that statement because I actually know some guys that are in their 20s that want to work. I think the problem is that, and this is actually my final conclusion to what the problem is with this world. The conclusion to this problem is that when I was growing up, everybody told me to go to college. Okay. And I think I may have touched on this a little bit. And they have degraded blue collar jobs so badly. Mm-hmm. White collar people have credited themselves as being some kind of hoity toity, perfect something or others. And be honest with you, that's why I became a Mac dealer, because I was always told you'll never make any money as a mechanic, which is a downright lie right now, because anybody can make $100,000 a year as a mechanic. And the best part about it is after 20 plus years of feeling guilty for not going into some kind of big college, I've realized that I didn't require a lot of debt. And also I didn't rack up debt. Now we forgave these guys debt, and all of the blue collar people that are in their 40s, 30s, some of them are, that have worked their asses off for jobs, didn't get anything for doing their service to this country by keeping it running. And it's an absolute bullshit deal. And I have the utmost, I have a lot of, I'm going to say this, I have a lot of negativity towards people who tell me they have a degree. If you come to my channel and tell me you have a degree and you use that in a sentence and say I have a degree, and you're acting like you're somebody who's smart, I don't care, because guess what? Your degree, I will wipe my ass with it right now, because your degree in most places is not actually doing a damn thing for this country. And I don't care who does it. If you don't like it, whatever. I got a degree too. I got a 2-year degree. It don't mean shit. This world needs people to work. That's all there is to it. The blue collar man is what has kept the wheels turning on this economy for years. And they drove the blue collar man into the ground, telling them, hey, and even the blue collar guys would tell their kids, go to college, go to college, go to college. You know what? Bullshit. You should have put these people into trades. We took the trades out of schools. We took the trades out of, we literally have told people that you don't want to work for a living, that manual labor is for peasants. And it's absolute trash. Absolutely wrong.
Can I add to that?
What's that?
Absolutely. Can I add to that?
Get on it. Go for it.
When I was working in New York as a barber for that period of time, I worked in the East Village in downtown Manhattan, right, maybe 10 blocks from Wall Street. So a lot of our clients were a bunch of, vest wearing finance bros. And I got to tell you, man, 9 out of 10 guys were just miserable. Yep. They just hated themselves. They hated their jobs. They hated their lives. And they wake up in the morning and they start counting the seconds till they get to go home. Exactly. And then when they go home, what do? They go to the bar on the corner and do cocaine in the bathroom until they pass out and wake up the next day and have to do it again. Like they're just miserable guys.
Exactly. No pride in what they do. No pride in what they do. They take no accountability for what they do. Clocking in and clocking out is all they matter. If they show up on time and they leave on time, they've done their job for the day. Everything in between that is secondary.
Honestly, I can't tell you how many guys would sit in my chair and I'd give them the whole, hey man, what do you do? Like, oh, I do, X job. I'd be like, oh, what is that? That sounds interesting. And they'd be like, honestly, man, I have no idea. I just show up. I'm like, what are you getting paid for, man?
Yeah. I just don't feel like, I mean, and I guess maybe I'm coming off a little bit harsh when I say that nobody's degree matters, but the thing about it is you've desensitized me to degrees because everybody has been on social media bragging about their degree, bragging about how, well, I went to 4 years of college and I got a master's. Blow me. Really. I mean, I really don't care. You got a master's in art. You got a master's in music science. Like the stuff, like you got a master in billiards. Like there's so many degrees that are worthless. Art, like these, a big one, and I know if my friends listening, I'm gonna get my ass reamed for this, but like liberal arts, you got a master's in liberal arts, like dude, come on, like you're making stickers for a living, I mean, there's so college is has been proven to be not profitable for everybody. Now, granted, we need doctors and we need stuff like that, and those are skilled labor jobs that are worth it going to school.
Say those are almost trades.
Yes, exactly. So not everything is like that. We have to use common sense when we're saying this, obviously. I'm talking about these liberal arts and stuff like that. I mean, these marketing degrees and whatnot like that, like marketing my ass. You can train somebody, you can take somebody and put them into work and teach them how to do marketing. I don't believe they need a degree for it. Business, management, stuff like that. If you got these people out here and worked them and they were in a job, they wouldn't need a business management because they would build it just like everybody else did in the world. They'd work their way up management and become a good manager, a leader, building it into the field. It's just I don't know. I can't I haven't read the comments yet, but I'm sure this is going to be good.
The way I've always looked at it is educated does not equal intelligent.
Yeah.
And just, basically the way I see it, and it's the same with public school, any kind of sit down and learn this type scenario, you're not being judged or graded on your ability to learn. You're being judged or graded on your ability to memorize.
Yep.
So what, Pythagorean, the Pythagorean theorem, what are you going to do with that?
Right. Exactly.
Nothing. Shut up and sit in your hands, like.
Yep. It's just college has become a thing that you do because you're expected to make money. By going to college, that makes you money. And really all it is you give a right to people to rack up a huge bill, party for 4 years, 6 years, whatever it is. I've seen a ton of people. I got a bunch of friends who had a bunch of debt, and they're a bunch of they're not making any more money than I am. I don't want to say they're a bunch of assholes because they're my friends, but I've seen them rack up debt. Dude, my ex-girlfriend, she had a $150,000 bill to be RN. RN? No. No, whatever. She's anyways. And $150,000 bill. And all she did was rack up bills for housing, books, food, all this stuff, kept adding on to it, and went to school for like 7 years. And it's like, why wouldn't you just put her in the field and do schooling while you're working and keep these people from racking up debt? And she's been paying her bills since she was 20 years old. And it's like 20 years of college debt. So was there a lot of drama? There's always drama around me, semi-trailer technician. I'm a confrontational type person. What are you talking about? I mean, I'm not the most soft-spoken dude. I mean, obviously, look at the title of my video. Milwaukee is like a wet fart. You can't trust it. There's going to be. I'm just, I'm not the type of person to take shit laying down. I just recreated a 48 by pull down, found lots of stock and stuff. Yep. Kids can't write in cursive. Teletime, Analine. Regarded. I just regarded a 48 by 18. Yeah, I don't understand the cursive thing, but I don't write good cursive, so.
Yeah, I mean.
Stick in the trades. Time is coming. We'll be making doctors' wages. Absolutely, Chuck Miller. 1,000%. Say true, tool man. Howdy, guys from West Michigan. My son says to stand out now in a job market requires a master's degree. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with it too.
It depends on the type of job you're looking for. If you're looking for some computer job or something that every other dickhead's looking for, yeah, maybe. But if you are willing to do the work that other people won't or are not able to, you need nothing. A set of hands.
Well, and here's another perfect example. When I was in the schools in the late 90s too, and they're exactly right, Josh and Eric, and we must be the same. Everybody used to tell me that I needed a degree if I wanted to make it anywhere in the world, which was an absolute shit-faced lie because I went right into working on cars and was making more money than the people who are in college. And I have made more money than a lot of people who went to college, because after they've got that $1,000 or $1,500 college debt bill that they got to pay every month, they've got more debt and they're making the same amount of money overall. And you're 100%. And not only that, most of these schools have such a liberal agenda anymore of telling people about, this, and that's exactly, maybe I shouldn't call it liberal agenda, but they literally try to brainwash people into telling them what they should be doing, who they should be voting for. It's not going to learn. You're not going there to learn trigonometry anymore. It's almost like, I've seen some of the stuff that they tell these kids in schools now. Like, why are we talking to an 8th grade class about voting? They're not even close to voting age, but yet we're talking to them about picking politicians and stuff like that. When I was a kid,
second graders about sex too.
Yeah, well, and that, what? When I was a kid, that shit wasn't relevant, and I didn't need it, and I still agree to this day I don't need it. Now, you can call me a boomer or whatnot, but that's a little too progressive for me in that one. Amen to that. Turbo. Hey, CP, every degree in multimedia and animation. I enjoyed getting it, but I'll stop at that. Preach, 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 amen. Most degrees are liberal arts who are getting debt forgiveness and not worth even toilet paper. I agree.
That's another thing. If they forgive all the debt and start making college free, your degree is not going to be worth the paper that it's printed on. If I've got the same degree you have, that degree means nothing. It comes down to experience, which neither one of us have, because they wasted 6 fucking years in school. Sorry.
Right. I agree. I agree with that 100%. I teach my boys the trade so they always can have. Exactly, man. You're always going to put food on the table. If you learn how to plumb, electrical, build, and dude, I have a buddy who started out as a plumber when he was 33 and he's making 150 grand a year now. Like, how can you tell me that's not a better career than going to college? Because you have right now, the risk versus reward to going to college is so offset. There's not a chance in hell I would ever tell some kid, hey, go to college and get a master's degree, and maybe if you don't rack up a bunch of debt, maybe you'll make 100 grand.
But to me, I was making more money in New York as a barber, but I hated the city. I didn't want to be there. So I took a pay cut moving down here. But in the long run, I'm happier, Yeah. So you also got to think about that too. Like, yes, I have this bullshit business degree and I'm going to go to a job that I hate for the rest of my life, but hey, I'll make, $100,000 a year or, 150, whatever, however much it is. But I'm also going to be miserable. Like, I'd rather invest money and be satisfied.
You can literally jump in and be a truck driver right now and make 70 grand a year, straight up your first year. Anybody can go out there and do it. And there's not a guaranteed call profession. And just like this comment right here, many companies don't care what your degree is, but they have a base salary, which is horrible. Yeah. And we're talking like 40 grand, 50 grand a year base salary versus somebody who could go out and be a truck driver. And now we're talking 70 grand for base salary for a truck driver and all the way up to 130 for a truck driver. And the mechanics they're clearly the same way. People will train you in trades. I know Klein Tools is putting out a big deal where they're giving you a 10,000 sign-on bonus. They're matching almost every electrical company out there to get people into the trades. We are starving for people to get in the trades, and that's the problem. And just like the 10,500, we got 8,500 people out of work, and we've got 10.5 or not 8, whatever the number was, million, thousands. It doesn't matter. 10 to 8. It doesn't matter. We have 10 plus jobs to 8 jobs that are unemployed, which is ridiculous. And then you got people complaining about prices of tools. Well, maybe you should go to work. Because granted, I'm not saying I'm making a ton of money, but I'm also spending a lot of money too, and that's my problem. I'm going to get teeth done. That's $12,000, and my dog has a deal. That's a good chunk of change to do that, and I'm not doing it all at once, obviously, but. I'm a single guy and I don't, I make a decent income, but I could work harder. I'm not going to lie. I could work harder. I could put more time in. I'm not saying I don't, but I've also worked a lot my whole life. So I'm kind of getting that point now where I'm like, I put in a hard 20 years of working. Like I put in a hard 20 years of 70-hour week works. And I feel like at this time of my life, my dad passed away when I was 39. And I said, I'm not going to live my life putting in 70 hours a week anymore. I want to do something where I can enjoy life a little more and work and not focus on the money as much. So it is what it is. You know, I work, look at this one right here. Always skeptical. I have a degree and I'm an electrician now. There you go. I know a guy that has a degree and he went to build bridges. Social media is degrading our country. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I worked in finance and hated every second of my life. Absolutely.
Right there.
There you go. That's exactly. And dude, I hear a lot of people that went to the trades and they're like so much happier and they're making money and they enjoy their jobs. It's not as bad as people say it. Manual labor is freeing. Manual labor is really freeing.
I love like menial tasks, you know, like a lot of my stuff requires a lot of reading, a lot of hard brain work, you know. But if something around the shop, you know, my boss, our manager is like, hey, I need you to go dig a hole. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll dig that hole, dude. All I gotta do is move a shovel and, you know, pick up some dirt. Yes. Like,
yep.
Love it.
I have 2 degrees and they make nothing. I turn wrenches and make 80 grand a year. I mean, there's so many stories like that, Paul. It's absolutely, and you know what? I wish more guys would actually stand up and say, I have degrees like you, Paul. I wish guys would stand up and say that and be like, look, you guys are wrong for telling these people to get degrees. I like this right here. This is the perfect example. I have 2 degrees and I make nothing. I turn wrenches, you know, make 80 grand. It's common sense. Somebody said it in there earlier. Common sense isn't common anymore. Oh, actually, it's coming up. Common sense isn't common these days. Tater Salad says it's 100% true. I mean, the basis of my whole channel is based off common sense because I'm not that intelligent. My whole channel literally runs off my common sense because, in case you haven't figured it out, guys, I'm not the sharpest butter knife in the drawer. So,
well, you know what they say, right? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Yes, exactly. There you go. That's a great state. That's a great one right there. I love it, man. I love quotes like that. You know, that's what I base my whole life off from, is stuff like that.
Oh, I got a ton of those, man. My dad loves them.
Oh, dude, they're fantastic. Yep. I never thought I would see the day. Only a lot of mine are usually sarcastic, like, you're the reason why God doesn't speak to us anymore. I never thought I would see a day when using a shovel required a tutorial, and it's real. Yeah, I did. I mean, that's how YouTube is actually becoming successful for a lot of people. Oh, another one of my favorite quotes is you look like the type of person that picks up condoms on the way to a family reunion.
Oh, is that a dig at my accent?
No, not you. I wasn't talking about you. I'm just saying that's when I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. When people make dumb comments in my thing, you're like, dude, Harbor Freight's way better than Snap-on, and they give no basis for it. I mean, like, I don't care if somebody gives me there's a lot of guys give legit arguments and comments, and I absolutely appreciate it. And a lot of people have taught me stuff, you know, that I was wrong about. For instance, the Home Depot. In fact, I haven't talked about this yet. The Home Depot incident. So I made that video this week about Home Depot. And yes, I was being a little bit sarcastic towards Home Depot. That video wasn't so much about Home Depot actually getting it. And Torte's channel corrected. You know, he's like, this wasn't just an isolated incident with Home Depot. And I didn't quite realize that because I had only paid attention to a little bit of his video and was watching the main parts, and I kind of let that shit slip through my head because, once again, I'm not a genius. But the main focus of that video was that we need to support small businesses. That was the main point of my video. Not a lot of people got that. And I said, JD Tico did a good job of standing up and saying, look, I will make sure that you're taken care of if you do business with me. And that's the kind of service. You don't see Home Depot saying, hey, putting out a statement, hey, we're going to take care of you guys. They don't give a shit.
Home Depot doesn't give a shit.
No, I don't care if you're a fan of Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, any of them. Anybody that's in that type of corporation. Now, keep in mind, when I say big business, like Lyle Tools is a big business, but they're not like that level of business. You know, corporate business is Home Depot, Walmart, Milwaukee, TTI, Stanley Black & Decker. A lot of these companies, and the reason why I like Stanley Black & Decker is I feel like they keep that under wraps. I feel like they still watch out a little bit for that stuff, but some people will disagree. But there's just these companies that pay attention to that, and realize, hey, our market is the blue collar guy, and we need to cater to those guys more. You absolutely should be. The whole basis of everything that you make your money on is off guys that are in the chat. You and I, everybody, you you got people like Eric Schmitty, who lives in a $4.5 million house. And you think that guy's got a Harbor Freight chainsaw in his garage? Hell no. He doesn't probably even have a Harbor Freight tool in his entire property. He didn't say, hey, if you're not breathing what you're doing, like, you think he lets people work on one of his 3 yachts with Harbor Freight tools? Hell no. Guarantee he doesn't say, hey, look, guys, you can only work if you live and breathe if you reap what you sow, you will do. I feel like that's what you're going to do. And
if you develop a product, you should, in my opinion, 100% stand behind it. If I own a line of ratchets or something, I would refuse to use anything else, because that's mine. It's my baby.
Yep, I agree. And dude, I stand behind everything I do on my channel. And if you've been watching me for a while and you're a legit subscriber of mine, you know that I'm not stuck on any one brand. I mean,
right.
I think the real subscribers know that. And I can tell when somebody hasn't been watching me, because they'll get on and be like, you're just a Snap-on fanboy. Well, I got 3 Mac toolboxes and 1 Cornwell. So
yeah, I was just saying, you don't even have a Snap-on toolbox, do you?
No, I don't.
You got a little small one or something, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. It's a little small one. And I don't own I own like 2 Snap-on wrenches. I own I don't even own that many Snap-on wrenches. I only own 1 set of Snap-on impact sockets. No Snap-on impact sockets otherwise.
Speaking of wrenches, I was digging through the archives the other day, and I saw your video on the knuckle savers, the Mac knuckle savers.
Yeah, the precision torque or the knuckle savers. 2 different wrenches. Huh?
The knuckle savers.
Okay.
And I was looking at those, and I was thinking about it, and is it I know it sounds like every other douchebag in the world, but are they really worth that hefty price tag?
Well, I mean, the Snap-on, you got the Snap-on flank drivers, right?
For the discount.
Okay, so yeah, then you're not going to be able to match them for that price. You're sounding like a douchebag. You're actually a respectable person. So, and you're asking a legitimate question. Big difference between somebody that comes in and says you're just a Snap-on fanboy. You're just you're saying that. No. So I just let me grab this. Let me just grab these right here, right now, while we're here. This is why I like being out in my shop, because I can just reach right over here and grab these. Let me see here. I'm good. You're probably not gonna like what I'm gonna say here, because I've transpired into a different realm. So this is pretty much this is a Matco Armstrong wrench. And this is probably one of my favorite design wrenches. In fact, if I could switch out a lot of my wrenches to these old Matco Armstrongs and know that I could get them warranted, I would be, but I can't, so I don't. So this is the knuckle saver, and this is the old design now. They're square shanked, and I switched over to them because I liked them. I like the square ones over the Snap-ons. Now, I will say that the chroming on these is not near as nice as a Snap-on, because the Snap-ons are nickel finished. These are chrome plated. They are USA made, but you can tell that difference. This is a nickel finished wrench. There's almost 0 corrosion on this wrench, and this wrench is about a decade older. This wrench is about a decade older than this one. That nickel finish will keep your wrenches a whole lot better off for a long time. So once again, I'm going to say no. That one's not good. That's 1 loss for the knuckle saver. The new design of knuckle savers are nice, but if you catch them on sale, you can even see here how spotty this gets from just setting. I have to wipe it. Just they don't hold up. Like I mean, I don't hate it. It's a good wrench. Don't get me wrong. They're good. They're well made. It's just the finish, for the price. If they were a lot cheaper than a Snap-on, then yes, I would say they were great, and I don't hate them. But now keep in mind, there's a problem. My favorite wrench is a Taiwanese made Mac Precision Torque, which is a completely different wrench altogether. Now, once again, doesn't have the nickel finish, but the price tag I paid on these was extreme. I paid like $279 for this entire freaking set that was 6 to 32.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
280 for all that?
Yeah, 6 to 32. I mean, that set right there, this set right here cost the same as a set from 10 to 22 on my max set over there. That's the Knuckle Saber set. But this set right here, a full set of these, was like $279 when they're on sale. And you also got
10 to 19.
Yeah, and you got to keep in mind too. I have a SK set that I used. So I have a full set of standard and metric SKs that I used for years, and they're a little bit shorter length. You can see here. And I thought I liked them, and they were okay, but they definitely pissed me off a time or two, and I would never buy those ever again. So I have had a lot of wrench experience.
Yeah. Oh, so you were asking me about toolboxes and tool control, right?
Yeah.
So I have a picture here. Let me lock my screen. Here, I have a picture here of one of the drawers in my toolbox because I was redoing it. So let me see. There you go.
So you got to have it all laid out like that.
Yeah. So the top layer is black, and then underneath it is blue. It has to be a contrasting color so that you can see if anything's missing.
And you also have them labeled too, right?
They're not labeled like what they are. So every one of us has a number. It's your first initial, last initial, and then your last 4 of your social. And that's your number.
On the tool.
So every single tool, every single piece of a tool that can be removed, anything that will come with you inside has to be marked.
Okay. So it's not the tool's label, but so much is labeled as your tool.
Yeah, it's just marked whose it is.
Okay. That makes sense.
If you find it on the flight line, honestly, the way it was explained to me is if you die, we can find all your stuff and make sure it's not in an aircraft.
Yep. I did 3 years of high school. I got to get caught up on the comment. This is I appreciate you bringing up that topic because that's a good one. And I don't want to get off here. Chad Pope. It's part of the Great Reset. Oh, God. He just pulled out a Ryan Trahan. Play for financial institutions and make more money in interest of debt. Absolutely.
Yep.
Hey, get a good union paying job. Get a contract where your employer pays you for your 2 years. There you go. That's a common one, too. What's up, Gearhead? They have a bunch of debt and no job for the same money. Could have been bought a house. Absolutely.
Yep.
Go to college, smoke pot. Biden will bail you out. That should be a slogan on a T-shirt. That is, Paul.
I'm sure it is already.
Yeah. I quit the 9th grade, 0 regrets. I mean, keep in mind, I make fun of liberals a lot, but I hate all politicians equally. So, guys, keep that in mind. Like, I definitely don't like, and I find that there's a difference between a liberal and a Democrat. So everybody that knows that. So if you're offended because you think that I'm singling you out as a Democrat, no, I have friends that are Democrats who are very good people and very smart, and even they don't agree with the shit that goes on. The liberals are the far leftists that they're out of line. His guidance counselor wants him to do mental health.
You and I have a lot more in common than I thought. I too think all politicians are scumbags.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said every one of them. I think if you get paid, like if you talk for a living, automatically piece of shit.
Yep. Well, hey now.
Hey.
I do get I don't get paid for a living, but I do make some money on YouTube, so it definitely
single source of income, so you're good.
Yeah, well, and it's not enough to live off of. I mean, if I was homeless, I'd be rich. If I was homeless, wouldn't have to have a house payment and whatnot. I mean, like I make $800 a month on, I've always been thankful and grateful I was able to take the trade class, junior high, senior high. Yeah. I got kicked out of sex education for laughing hysterics. My youngest son's a machinist. That's a great job to have. Yeah. My buddy's a machinist at a plastic molding place, and he's awesome. Not only that, he's teaching classes now. 100% debt free. Cost me $2 a day in taxes. Went against all the great degree crap. Hell yeah. Driving me. Both they're anti-millennial. CB, this place special interest, hands out cash, doing nothing. All my taxes are going. I agree. It's not how much money you make; it's how much time, how much you spend. People need to live within their means. There you go, too. There's another one, Graham.
Absolutely.
I used to work for a company that bought medical supplies from the company in Europe. The outside sales guy, I talked to him in the Netherlands, had 3 masters, and was working on his PhD. CP for president. That'll never happen. College. I know a lot of people say that, but just imagine putting a blue collar guy into the White House. I almost imagine any blue collar guy would go in there and absolutely, there'd just be like a bunch of bar fighting going on all the time. I swear to God, like, I would just crack politicians right in the mouth.
I mean, I can think of a few that need it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the problem is nowadays. What's that?
Oh, I said maybe a few hundred.
And that's the problem with the world nowadays. Like the whole Mike Tyson quote. Like, and don't get me wrong, I've talked the talk, but I mean, I'm getting a lot of heat on YouTube, so I talk a lot of shit to people, but I'm no different in real life. I'd say the same thing to them. I'm not scared. Somebody makes a fragrant, disrespectful comment to me, I'm gonna come at you just with a full head of steam. I mean, there's people that will say they walk on eggshells around me because I'm not afraid to tell them something. They don't like being around me because they're like, you're too brash.
I think the internet age has given people a certain sense of anonymity and taken away accountability.
Oh yeah, you're 100. That was a great one right there. That's actually a great statement. I have a ton of respect for people, for everybody. Okay, I have a ton of respect for people. I have a ton of respect for my enemies. Okay, I have a ton of respect for people that I don't like because that's the honorable thing to do. But I have a ton of respect for people in general. Like, I was always raised. My grandpa always said, if you say something out of line and you get your teeth knocked out, you better be man up and say, look, I had it coming to me.
Yeah.
And I, like, there was one time I got in a fight, and I was in a lot of them. I called this guy's little sister a carrot top, and he came to the bus stop and kicked my ass, and I had no idea it was coming. He jumped me, which was pretty chicken shit over just a name calling. But same token, I never ever was mad at that guy for doing that, because I was like, well, I did call his sister a carrot top, made fun of redhead, And the sad part about it is I really like redhead, so I don't know why that was. I liked her too, so I don't know how I got my ass beat for that. But anyways, long story short, he kicked me with a pair of moccasins in my face, and he was also an 8th grader and I was a 3rd grader, so it was a little bit out of line,
Yeah.
But I did get him back. I will say that I did get him back because I caught him outside one day, and I think it was a year later, and I caught him outside one day, and I grew a lot over that summer, and I went up to him and I whooped his ass back. But I just, that's all. Hello, Magna Patriot Brothers. Hey, what's up, Larry Croft? What's up? I just made my 18-year-old learn how to drive a manual just in case she had never had to. Yeah. How have you been, sir? Larry Croft is in the house, boys. Good to see you. Damn glad to see you, Larry. We train drivers free and guarantee $1,200 a week. There you go. Make $100,000. Mom pop company. Boom. Boom. Shakalaka. You're
why
broke.
not?
You're broke. You need work. There you go. Simple as that. It's not the hardest thing in the world. It does suck driving truck. I've done it. It's not as simple as everybody thinks it is. But
well, that's a perfect job for somebody like me. I come from a small town. I came from a town of 34 people in the middle of Tennessee, right?
Oh,
but the middle of nowhere, Tennessee is what I meant. Yeah. So if somebody told me they were going to give me $1,200 to drive a truck and I'd get to go all over the United States, I'd be like, sign me up, dude. I'll leave right now. Like, why not?
I'm pretty sure Larry Borgstrom, he's been all over the United States.
That's the perfect job for somebody who doesn't have anything. I don't want to say who doesn't know what they're doing, but like somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. Like, they're going to teach you start to finish. You're a blank slate, and they're going to just do everything for you. Like, that's a great option.
Well, you know what? I have the ability to, like, here's one thing I'm going to give a little bit of piece of advice to people. I have the ability to do whatever I want. I have a CDL and I have a mechanics background. Do you think I can go anywhere on the face of North America and have a problem getting a job, especially right now? Not a
No,
chance.
not at all.
I literally was just talking to a guy about going south, and there's multiple jobs open, and I can go there and have a job next week and move from here in Iowa if I wanted, and have a job without even trying, and make good money and have a good living and be in a whole new part of the country. And I could do this. I could actually quit that job and move somewhere else if I didn't like it, and have the same thing. And I could literally go all over the country doing that, driving a truck. It's that
Yep.
simple. Or if I wanted to work on cars, I mean, there's just right now you have the opportunity. Like, the world should be your oyster right now. Like, if you are stuck in a rut and you're like, man, I hate my life. I don't have a job. I want something better. Pick up your shit and move. Like, take it to a place where you've never been. Start over.
Yep.
Like, this is the great reset. This is the great reset. You literally get a chance to restart your life into a better future right now.
I mean, you don't even really need an excuse, just like, hey, I don't like the way the trees look today. Fuck, I'm out of here, like,
Yeah, exactly.
especially if you're a single guy, in decent health and there's nothing holding you back. Why not, man? Like, I have not lived in the same place for more than 2 years since I was 18 years old. Like, now, granted, I've lived in the same city, but I have not lived in the same location for more than 2 years since I was 18. Why not?
Yep. There you go. Semi-trailer tech. Absolutely. I don't have car payments. I don't have a huge house payment. I've literally worked to get to this point to where I could actually relax a little bit. I don't need to work harder anymore because I'm 43. Like, at this point in my life, I should be sliding down, because the next 20 years, the retirement should be, pretty simple. That's how life worked back in the day. How many of you guys watched your dads, your grandpas, where they were in their 40s and their 50s and their job was easy going once they got into their 40s? I mean, you have kids in your 30s. Life is reckless from 20 to 30 years old. And you put in, like, I started working when I was 13. So I've been working 40 hours a week since I was 13 years old. And I mean, 23, 33, 43. I got 30 years working. I'm good. Looking for your indoctrination, TMP from New Jersey. Looking for your term for CP. The term you're looking for is indoctrination. Okay, thank you, buddy. Went to 2 years of college and dropped out. Now I'm about to talk to an 80-year-old man today on a job site. He is a tin knocker, supervises all the sheet metal work in the construction project. Talked to me about NASCAR back in the day, and when they still race. That's awesome. We have 99-year-old scraps, old truck parts at my job. Wow.
Damn, good.
What's up, Dwayne B? This guy has a 97 vet and a 22 Mustang with a big motor. Hell yeah. Hit that like button, y'all. Absolutely. Hey, truck driver, man. My trade involves computers, blueprints, but I'm deeply considering more hands-on trade for backup career. I'll tell you what, man. You just can't go wrong with it. It's job security. I have never felt like I made better decisions in my life, even though I'm a poor, fat, dumb, broke bastard. I still feel like I'm happier than people that are sitting in CEO positions wondering if they're going to have a job tomorrow. Yeah. Because Wells Fargo is laying off people all over the place. All these companies where these guys, they're downsizing. Shrinkflation, boys. Shrinkflations. Take it easy, Theo. Jeep turnout. We checked everyone before we ship them. Hell yeah. Country Mile, how about that? How'd that Jeep turn out? Big home improvement store chains. Who respects the most? Menards. Wish they were out of Denver. Oh, I love Menards. I do love Menards. CP is Harbor Freight fanboy. Yes, all these icon tools that keeps in the back room is 1911 and his high powers. Yeah, that's all I work on my guns with. I wish we had a Menards here too. Menards is awesome. I like my Armstrongs. Hell yeah, Menards started to go Craftsman and their Masterforce stuff they've been abandoning. Well, it's kind of a good thing though, FIL. If they get the new Craftsman in, that's definitely the way to go. They get the USA stuff. Milwaukee wrench. We got Milwaukee wrench. Is there a Milwaukee wrench in here? I don't know what that is. Larry, now I control the speed, finding an 18-wheeler, go 70, and I can pull 70 up hills. I save on gas, help stretch out my 2.2 S10 with 600,000 miles on it. Nobody knows that, but I do. He's got 600,000 miles on his S10.
Damn. For that big mill?
Yep. And Larry Borgstrom, thank you for that comment. There you go. Larry Croft, you might want to listen to old Larry, and I do agree with Larry on this as a truck driver. It's drafting, but remember, you can't see your mirrors and you can't see you. And that is, there's been several guys that have been smoked. Those are my favorite, CP. Hell yeah. Proto wrenches are also great. I won't draft at all. I always make sure he can see me at all times. Okay, there you go. Larry's on it. I'm starting to learn that gears actually matter, especially when it's differential gears. Don't forget to. I must be way behind. What if you're an Amish working on a wood air?
Ooh, you're using wood tools.
Yeah, don't forget. Career politician, fuel for the dumpster fire. Yeah, they become dirt bags when they stay in office too long. Absolutely, because they don't have Biden has assembled America with foreign parts. You know, they don't. The politicians that stay in the office too long, they get disconnected with society. That's why. That's what people understand. Those guys are so they just have no idea what's going on in the real world. None.
I had a friend who was a mega Trumper. I am not myself, but I am friends with a lot of people who are. Also friends with Biden supporters, whatever. You know, everybody.
Yep.
Politicians are scumbags. But one guy said, he said, you shouldn't worry about the guy who goes into the office a billionaire. You should worry about the guy who comes out a millionaire. And
you're 100% right. Exactly. You are.
That made a lot of sense to me. You know, a public service position should not make you $1 million.
You're 100% right, because you should first of all, if you're in the public, if you're in the politics, it's gotten to be such a money game. That's exactly 100% right. It's more about money than it is about helping people out. And not only that, you have all these companies that are padding these guys. People don't realize it, the kickbacks, and you've seen all the movies that are made over the years. I mean, honestly, how you think these movies are made because somebody didn't know something? Like, you know, yeah. CP is 40 grit. Yeah, is that pretty gritty? You know, is 40 grit pretty gritty? Because I feel like that would be what I would 100% agree. That title of this video, though, Carrot Top is what you call redheads. I know. I got blindsided. It has been a nickname around for years. I'm not disagreeing with you about living what's in your means, but when inflation ramps up and they destroy your savings, it's hard to do stuff and affects your life. I mean, there is complications because of this. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you see milk and eggs and food go up, and now your food bill went from, let's say it was $300 a month and went to $450, that definitely fucks with your budget. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, I mean, if you were on an income where you were working 40 hours a week and you were making $900 a month, which not 900, if you're making $900 a week and you're in your budget and you have, but the problem is like me, I'm going to be completely frank with you. I didn't buy a house that I had to spend over $1,000 a month on, even though I live in an area that supports a higher income of living people. I bought it on foreclosure. Now, a lot of these things aren't realistic for everybody, because when somebody's going to look for a house, they're not going to have time to search for a foreclosure or get lucky with finding a good deal on a house, which me, I'm single, I'm patient. You know, it's like my toolboxes. I spent $7,000 on my toolboxes. I'm definitely frugaler than people really understand, because I won't spend a dime on something unless I get a great deal on it. And I will literally, like building the shop, I will literally wait until maybe somebody says, hey, we ordered this building and we need to get rid of it. And then I'll say, oh, that's me. And I saved $20,000. You know, I mean, that's the type of person I am. That's just who I am. You know, I wait for opportunities to come. I wait for opportunities to open up. And then I always have the cash on hand to jump on that stuff. So, you know, I always get the DOT crap with the double thick glasses, huge years worth of resentments against humanity. Well, understandable. I got hit there. See you later, Jimmy. What's up, dudes with wrenches? I heard you made a video and gave me a shout out. I haven't watched it yet. So, yeah, I'm that guy. I apologize.
I love stuff.
Huh?
I said I love their stuff, dudes with wrenches.
Yeah, Dudes with Wrench is great stuff. He makes great content. A lot better than the shit that I put out. My youngest son bought a 93 Giro Metro 3-cylinder 5-speed, and he is having a blast learning to drive. Yes, dude. You know what? That's the other thing. People look down on that shit, but you're right there. There, you have to learn. I have the half glass full type mentality. Like I bought the Subaru, and everybody's like, "Why are you going to buy a Subaru?" And I'm like, "Well, first of all, I got a dirt smoking cheap deal. But do I give a shit what people think about me driving that car? It's dirt cheap. I don't have anything invested in it, and it's all-wheel drive. I can have fun with this thing, and I have nothing to hold over my head. If I wreck it, I have $180 in it. Like, the society is filled with so much throwaway. Like, look at the opportunities that people are giving you every single day. Do you have to go buy a new lawnmower? Facebook Marketplace is filled with lawnmowers that people are throwing away because they won't fix them. Oh, it's going to cost me $500 to fix it, and a new mower is $5,000. I'll just go buy a new one and finance it.
Yep.
I mean, dude, all this shit is like, even buying new toolboxes. You don't have to buy a new toolbox. There's plenty of used ones on the market. It's just because people don't have money saved up anymore. Yeah, absolutely. Love your slogan. It's funny. See, I told you, dudes. CDL and a mechanic better than masters. Absolutely. You don't get to retire. It doesn't get simpler. You get to work harder till you die. That's the type of you hit the nail on the head there, Zephyl. They definitely promote people who want to be lazy now. That's one of the reasons why I quit my job where I was at, because guys who didn't perform, they just let go home early. And the guys that worked hard, they made them work harder and longer. And that is exactly what's wrong with this society. You hit the nail right on the head.
That is a hell of a problem in aviation too.
Yeah, and
five or six guys that just do everything, and everybody else like, oh no, I won't. I know, this person won't be able to get it done as fast, so I'm going to give it to my good workers.
Dude, that's a very good statement. Everybody needs to know if they want to retire, they have to do it. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a poor, dumb, fat, broke bastard too, CP, but I have relatively good health, so several blue collar skills. So I'm happy, man. There you go, dude. People don't understand. You can be really, really happy. What's up, Tony? Paul Mendenhall. What's up? Kiwanis Utah Garage and Workshop. I like this shit. Well, hey, thank you, buddy. My live streams are a lot different than my videos. I know that. People will always tell me that because I talk about more stuff on here, and that's what they're for. Live streams are more to get you guys involved. No one wants to fix anything these days. Everyone's lazy. Absolutely. Oh, wow. We caught up. I cut my yard with a 68 Gravely. Works great. Bought it back. Yeah. Best beater I ever owned was a 91,000 seat 2003 Crown Vic 3500. Dude, look at all these videos on YouTube where these people are having fun with old cars, fixing up this stuff, and have tons less money. And if the world stopped going and buying new shit right now, I know it would hurt some of the factory stuff. And it's no different than with tools too. There's a lot of used tools, and if you spent time, if we just recycled more of the stuff, it probably hurt the economy. I can't say that it's a really good thing for the economy. But if you did, instead of going out to buy, if you had your next big purchase that you had to make, if you went out and looked for something used and you fixed it up and put time into it, repairing everything and making it like new, you would probably find more value. And not only that, if you're a man with a family, do it with your son. Like, go out there. I don't care if you go and get a new floor jack. Okay. Instead of going to Harbor Freight, and let's say you were like saving up to buy a $300 floor jack, go out there and look. You might find an old Lincoln one that needs a seal and fix it up with your son. There's YouTube videos out there, guys, that do this stuff, restoring stuff. I'm telling you what, right now, just take a time and restore America, and you'll see that the craftsmanship of these people, when you're building this, you're going to be like, wow. When you're fixing this stuff up, you're going to be like, wow, man, these guys really cared about what they did. And every time I work on something like that, every time I touch something like that, I think about the guys who were building this stuff back in the days. And you know what I think about? How those guys were salt of the earth guys, and they cared about that product more than you ever would know. I remember my grandpa, everything my grandpa did, he'd be like, Ole, we don't raise cattle half-ass here, because when they go to the sale barn, we want the best ones to come up to the show. Every single time we went to the sale barn, my grandpa's cattle were always in the middle of the sale, and they were always highly revered because he raised cattle. He put his heart and soul into raising cattle. Whenever you put yourself into it, all that hard work you put into it will definitely come out. It'll definitely show at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can be too passionate, like a guy like me, and have your moments where you come off the rails. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm passionate about doing this YouTube, but that's because I have a passion to share and motivate people, and I want to see people. I love seeing when people are doing other stuff. I love to see when people are literally telling me, hey, CP, I went out and bought this old tool at a garage sale. Dude, that's so freaking cool. That kind of stuff right there. Like, or hey, CP, I took your advice, and I went out and I seen I had something going, whatever it was, and they're like, dude, you're so right. I saved a little money. I bought this, like instead of buying it from the Matco truck, or I got, whatever it is. I love it when people say that stuff in a comment, because it just means that means more to me than anything. That means that I'm helping somebody out.
I am in the process of restoring. Let's see this guy. This 1976 Polarcraft John boat here.
Oh, right? Hell yeah.
It was my Papa's and my dad's, and now it's mine. I got it for free, which is awesome. But
yeah, perfect price.
Had a bunch of holes in it. The paint was coming off. The trailer was rusted. The frame was cracked in a bunch of places. So, I've never welded before in my life, but hell, I'm not gonna pay somebody to do it. So better learn. So I'm developing skills. I used a paint gun for the first time, painting that thing. So not only do you get the point of pride of doing it yourself, but you also get to develop skills along the way,
Absolutely, dude. And and it's it's so cool. I watch these videos where guys are doing what you're doing, and I can watch them 100 times over and over because it's just like the story that you gave me right there. Now I'm inspired to watch this more because I'm like, man, that's so cool. And I'll tell you, I'm a little bit jealous because the stuff that I had of my grandpa's and my dad's stuff all got stolen from me or ripped off from me from my other family members, and I don't have that opportunity. Well, only thing I have is my grandpa's tractor and my dad's tractor. That's the only thing I do have, but I've already restored those. So, yeah, but I mean, there's so many other things though that were my family's that I lost because of family members taking them from me. And dude, there's nothing better than having something. My cousin, I wish I could if he would ever do a video with me one day or let me do a video. So me and my grandpa and his grandpa bought 74 Chevy trucks with 400s in them. My grandpa's was a 4-speed manual and his was an automatic. And he redid that. He restored that whole truck. And now we're talking like he redid that truck in like 2003 or 4. And when he was doing the truck, you know what he said? He goes, I don't know why I'm doing this because this truck's never going to be worth that.
Oh, shit.
And so he had $12,000 into redoing the truck, okay? And we're talking it's beautifully done. 400, and now he's changed over to fuel injection too even, but it's got a 400 bored out. He's put a cam in it. It's frame-off restoration, new box. I mean, this truck is beautiful. Before square bodies were a big deal, and they were big on it. He did all this work, and he said, I'll never get my money out of this, but I love this truck. And now that truck's worth 3 times what he did. And never
get 50 off of it.
Oh yeah, and it's brown and gold two-tone. But I remember going over the house when they was doing it, and I loved watching. And this is the kind of stuff. It's like, and you don't see that many people on YouTube doing that because everybody's doing it for views and shit. And I get it. It's entertaining. Like, will it run? And we'll get this old junker. But you don't see these people that are doing these videos where, hey, this was my dad's truck and I'm going to redo it. There's a few of them have, but they don't get the watch time because they're not fast paced enough. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody wants to see everybody. And this goes along with society now. Everybody doesn't have patience. That is the number one problem with a lot of this stuff. People aren't patient. they're always like, like me, I got the 65 Chevy. I'm not in a hurry to get anything because I own the truck now. So it's never going to leave me. I'm not in a hurry, but I'm also, saving up for certain things. And I'm also kind of concerned about starting a series on it because I know how people are going to be like, when are you going to do this? 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 And the thing about it is that I want to be ready to do it. And I'm more of the type of guy that when I'm ready to do it, I'm going to work like 2-3 weeks on it and get it all done. Like I'm going to go through and do it. But, and then people will be like, oh, why'd you make this video and not, show us more? And they're going to want more right away. Once they get into it, but the patience, man, the patience to wait for people to do that stuff.
So I originally, when I started this project, I started filming it, but I quickly realized that there's some kind of tax law that prevents a regular like snap camera from being able to record over an hour of video footage or some shit like that. I don't know. But
yeah, there's like, I don't think my phone will record over an hour, maybe.
Yeah. So, right. I think phones might, but regular like picture cameras are not allowed to record over an hour of video footage because then they're considered video recording devices and there's like a different tax for them or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I started recording the boat and I realized like after editing one video, I was like, shit, man, this is 24 minutes long. Who's going to watch this? And then I just kind of gave up on it. But if I was going to do it, I would film it all and then release it all at once.
Shopcat, shout out to Shopcat. Buck and Billy Ray gave you a shout out the other day on Nick's live stream, buddy. For I guess they got you blocked or something like that. It was kind of funny, but Buck and Billy Ray, he knows you, buddy. So congratulations for making an impression with him. If you make an impression with Buck and Billy Ray, dude, that's a good deal. So good to see you in the chat too, buddy. I was waiting to see from you. Definitely was waiting to hear from you. Not to disagree with CP, but often look at some of the 80s crap while it has lasted. I want to burn it with dude. Hey, I'm not saying everything was perfect in the era, okay? Like there's I think I've said this before, Zephiel. If it was built from about 79 to 85, there's quite a few, sometimes 78, 77, 70, yeah, maybe 77 to 85. There's a lot of shit in there that you could literally use for garbage. I mean, there's a lot of dumpsters. So yeah, dude, you're not disagreeing with me. I agree with you. I would have a new truck, but the yuppies have to drove. Oh, dude, Paul, there is not a bone in my body that wants a new truck. I want to build every vehicle I own for the rest of my life now. Like, I would rather LS swap everything, and I don't understand why people get pissed off about this LS swap deal. Oh, dude, it's all been done before. Because it's awesome. Because it's huge. Like, what is your problem? What is wrong? I want to see LS swaps in every old car. Like, I don't care. And if the problem is Coyote motor swaps, Hemi swaps, they're all more expensive. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And not only that, a Coyote, a Godzilla, a Hemi, they're all basically GM motors anyways. Only the Hemis, they blow up. So they're not. But if I was going to do anything, it'd be a Ford or a GM. I definitely wouldn't. Or a Cummins swap. You could Cummins swap it too. So, yeah, sorry. I just literally, that's another subject that I hear people say all the time in comment boxes. Oh, bro, you're not going to Cummins, or you're not going to LS swap it, are you? That's so lame. It's been done before. Well, I'll tell you what. You give me the money, and I'll put a Godzilla. I don't give a shit what it is. You know what? A Godzilla is like $15,000. I just broke the internet right now. People, all the LS haters everywhere just heard me. I like sharps. Well, good for you, man. Shopcat, exactly. Something to watch. So many people throw out perfectly good stuff, typically better quality. We got to catch up. My milking mice are very high. Self-taught knowledge. Great comment there. Something to watch. 100% agree with that. My milking mice are also very highly revered. You folks is so true. Thank you. Thank you, Utah's Garage. Chris Shepard, how you doing? I love to see those tractors. Trust me, I'd love to see them too. But I love Jubilees. There you go. I love to see them too. They're in the storage unit, so buried so deep right now. I need to get them. Square bodies are worth money since when? Oh my God, they're all over. Since I don't know what since when. Are they not worth money? I thought they were. It's hard to. I don't know. I think he's messing with me, but maybe he's not.
He
He's
would know
got
better than me for sure.
most stuff is not that hard to fix. People, yeah, dude, anything carbureted. These Willet runs are kind of. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. These Willet runs are kind of funny to me because they're like, if you wanna see a Willet run. I've seen some badass Willet runs. Like no nonsense, know how got a dozer running. Like that thing was pretty wrecked. There's a lot of stuff when you want to talk about a Willet run. There's a lot more harder shit to get Willet run than a card ready car. All you need is air, fuel, and spark, and they're all like, well, I mean, how do they all go? You get in there and you pour a little gas down the carburetor, you clean up the points, and then you turn the engine over. Okay, and as long as there ain't any dead cylinders or not, but how hard is it to take a head off of a? There ain't a mechanic in the world that's going to sit here right now and tell me that they would. And I've asked this question before. Not a mechanic in the world that would say, if you brought cars in my shop that are carbureted, I would charge the same amount of money and work on them all day long. If people were wanting me to get these, you could pull them out of the junkyard and bring them into shops, and almost everybody, I think, would say, "Yep, I'll work on that for you." Well, versus putting in a wiring harness in a Cadillac North Star, damn straight.
So, as far as car mechanics, I don't know, but Harley mechanics. So when I first got my bike, I bought it used from a dealership. It was a 1991 Fat Boy, and I took it back because it was having some electrical issues. And I asked him, I'm like, hey man, y'all just sold me this bike like a month ago. Can we fix some of these problems that it's having? And the lady asked me like, oh, what year is it? Da, 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 da. And I told her, it's a 91 Fat Boy. She's like, 1991? I was like, yes, ma'am. She's like, oh, we don't work on anything older than 2006. I was like, 2006? Wait, you mean when everything went fuel injected? She's like, yes. I was like, so nobody here knows how to work on a carburetor.
Well, no. I will say this: there's a lot of shops that turn down older stuff because the problem is that people don't want to spend the money on them too. And so if you got it, like let's say if you're going to bring in a carbureted car to me that came out of the field, and you're going to say, hey, I want to get this thing running and driving on the road, you're looking at probably $2,000 to $3,000 to honestly get it brakes up to par, new brake lines. I mean, the way I'm going to do it is I'm probably going to take it and put a new carb on it. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not going to rebuild it because it's a waste of my time to sit there and tear it apart when you can buy reman stuff. I'll probably put a new distributor in it, new plug wires, new plugs. I mean, the right way to do it is to tear it all down, put some new gaskets in it. And that's the problem with a lot of shops is liability. I think that they'll do that. But for me personally, I've told people this straight up. I said, look, man, if you got an old car something sitting somewhere and you want it to get it running, give me a holler and I'll give you a quote on getting it going. I can come out there and do it or whatnot like that.
Well, I mean, these guys didn't even want to hear it. They wouldn't even entertain the idea. Like, oh, we don't do that.
Yeah. Well, there's some guys that don't want to work on that stuff too. I don't know. It's kind of a catch-22. I could see. I don't know what the story is, but why people turn it down. But I've said I got a buddy that's the same way. He turns that shit down too, and I'm like, I don't know why. I'm so blessed to have my grandpa Ski-Doo. That's awesome. Working on 70 camper special. Oh, there you go. Stroker 460 Survivor. Work in progress. Hell yeah. Corporation CP. Yes. You didn't know Buckin shouted you out on the video? He did it on his video. You got to check it out. He's literally like, Shopcat. Hey, buddy. Shopcat. He said it right at the beginning of it. I watched one of his last videos that he just did. I was like, damn. CPU coming to Team Red? Absolutely not. Not a chance in the. Listen, I don't hate I own Milwaukee. I love the Milwaukee hatchet. I have the soldering iron. I have some Milwaukee tools. I'm still not. Yeah, M18. I don't care. Like at the end of the day, people like, it's awesome. I don't care what anybody buys at the end of the day. if you get offended by me brazzing you about your Milwaukee, tighten your seatbelt up, sister, because you're gonna need it. Because I will give you the smoke. So common for the reason they make sense. That's exactly it. They make sense. Physically larger than a Boss 429. It's only a 300. Yeah, it's a big motor. It really has the heads on it. My kid wants to put an LS in his Metro. That's awesome. I love Fords and hate all this new stuff. Doing good. Shopcat Industries. Spare parts are a huge issue. You used to be able to get. Now you can get anything. I replaced $14 crank sensor in Toyota. Service manual says remove the radiator. I'd like to build the 7.3 Power Stroke GM products and ram it. I hate trans unless, yeah, that's another common. And like trucks are a big one. Like there was people that were doing this at one time and they kind of stopped. You can build a better truck. I swear to God, taking a power plant out of a newer truck and putting it into an older truck, restoring the body, putting good metal back in it, you'll have a better truck than you can buy. ZFL, it's like pulling bumpers out to change headlights. Shopcat Industries. Yep, but no, look at this guy. You don't know it's going to be wet far until you release the Kraken, bud. you know who this guy is?
No.
That's old Peg from Zip Ties and Bias Splice. You ever seen his channel? He's the Canadian. He's the old Canadian from up north. You got to check out Zip Ties channel if you haven't. He's definitely he's an awesome dude. He is a Bush dude all the way. He's got a cousin that has a channel now too. Is really awesome too. Completely different than Zip Ties. Zip Ties. I don't think he knows any. His three main vocabulary words are F this, F that, and F you.
Sounds my kind of guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's good shit. You'll enjoy his channel. I think he's good stuff. Very true.
Right.
Very true. Most days I'm not sure. I'm stubborn. He always jumps in every once in a while. Holy shit! Zip Ties and Fly Supply. What's up, Peg? What's up, Nature Woman? How you doing? I like the flex also. We've had 2 people in here tonight with over 200,000 subscribers on their channel. Hello, everyone. How you doing? I just try to help somebody out in Iowa. Zip Ties and Fly. I'm just trying to help somebody out in Iowa. Christian Shepherd. Are you just? I agree. I'm named Brandstone. There you go. He's hilarious. He's more north than I am. Yeah, he's up in Canada. He's a Canuckistan, but he's a great guy. I've always loved watching. And this gets really emotional. I know real quick. So Peg's gonna shed a tear. But I've been watching. He was one of the first guys I started watching on YouTube. And he was doing burnouts on trailer. I mean, the guy is just reckless, good fun. That's all there is to it. I mean, he doesn't give a shit about anything. Like he doesn't care, and he hates liberals bad, which is not terrible. He doesn't like Justin Trudeau a lot. I'm pretty sure that if Justin Trudeau did not make the Christmas card list ever in Peg's life. And he definitely lets that know. You're welcome, Peg. Yeah, he's a good dude. And he's good shit. I like him. Thinking of getting into making videos. Well, we'll do it, man. There ain't nothing to it but to do it. I'm in the same Providence of Peg, but he's like a $3 drive north into the bush. There you go. Zip Ties and Bias Supplies. Put in a link in the chat here. Trudeau sucks. Yeah. So, I can't believe you don't know who Zip Ties. Zip Ties is a legend, man. He is old Peg. Hey, old Peg. You probably heard Peg's sayings, and this is the funny thing is because somebody mentioned this one time. Peg coined some sayings. Mint. Have you ever seen that? You ever seen a sticker that says mint with an OK stinger like this?
Yes.
That's from Peg. That's legit from Peg. That's legit, 100%. And Peg, he got copyrighted on that. They stole his saying. He's always like mint, bud. That's his catchphrase.
Wow.
So, yeah, you're probably gonna go down a rabbit hole.
I just subscribed, and I'll definitely check his stuff out for sure.
Yeah, you'll definitely. He doesn't like shout outs either. So I apologize, Peg. I know you don't like me bragging about you, and he's a humble dude. But I just think he's a cool dude. I've never been upset at him. He makes fun of me a lot. I'm not gonna lie. He calls me Blueberry, tells me I ride a Jazzy, but it is what it is. I don't get mad. He's the only person that can say something offensive to you and it's not offensive. like,
Yep.
like somehow. Like he's just, I guess so I need to come talk to my boss. He's always a Milwaukee fanboy. He tried to tell me the new DeWalt DCF wasn't as strong as the old Milwaukee the last 30 days. That's funny. Biden isn't much better. Yeah. Peg knows that. He said that before. King Trudeau. I should have got a lawyer. You're a beauty, Blueberry. You are my one and only Blueberry. Yeah. So, yeah, Peg's good shit. I was going to send him something the other day. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. I think he's been on the channel here before one time for a minute. He came on, but it gets in the wintertime up there, and he gets a lot more time to spend on it. But you're going to like watching his shit. Trust me. I always enjoy
everything. Good thumbnails. Good looking stuff.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Why did you have to upload the other day, Peg? That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to send you a message. Why did you have to re-upload? I seen you had another video, and I was like, holy shit, he put out 2 videos in a week? No, that was bullshit. The term is endearment. There you go. Sorry. I'm just I like certain people, and I got to know Peg. I think there's people I get to know and I don't like at first, and sometimes I have some differences, and then Peg I kind of started getting more the more I knew him. He's kind of acquired taste, like me. I'm not brand loyal. I used to be. I like any tool that gets job. I do too. I don't give a shit neither. I don't really give a shit about this and that, I really just want to build old shit now. I really want to stop. I'll be honest with you guys. I really want to start building more old shit. Like, that's my thing. Like, I really want to, I really would love to just stop my channel or stop doing tool stuff and start doing more like old car builds, buy a bunch of stuff and fix up a bunch of stuff and that would be, I just don't know how I'm going to do it. And there's other things I want to do too. I still want to go and visit shops and help guys work in shops. I still think that would be cool as shit too, to do videos like that, like kind of a micro type deal where you're doing dirty jobs, but going in. I just want to showcase more blue collar jobs. That dirty jobs was an inspiration to Americans. And I feel like that needs to come back around. You know what I mean? I feel like
he was a genuinely good dude too. Like, he was just an all around good guy.
Mike Rowe is God. I mean, there's God, and then there's Mike Rowe. I mean, that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. I mean, the dude is salt of the earth. He's just he's always, everything he has to say is gold.
Yep.
The guy just spits diamonds when he talks. I mean, he's just amazing. The problem with zip ties and blast wires, you can't deal with a big. I'm working on a live the van life with CP. Trust me, I've thought about that too. There's a lot of things. Working on a convertible 93 ambulance with a 7.3 IDI service truck. Mike Rowe is wicked because he's a Canadian. He is? Mike Rowe is Canadian? Shut the hell up.
I don't know that one.
I did not know that.
Lambo door on the Metro? Absolutely.
Who thinks absolutely. Lambo door? Dude, I'm telling you what, Grims, you're talking like gold content right there.
I'd watch it. You looking up to see if Mike Rowe's Canadian?
I'm Baltimore, Maryland. You lie, Shotgun. You was born in Maryland. Baltimore, Maryland. You had me going there for a second, but he does speak the truth, and he's not offensive like me. That's his problem. Like, Mike Rowe can tell people stuff and he'd not piss them off at the same time. It's amazing. I will tell you the things. I was thinking of Mike Holmes. I know who Mike Holmes is too. That's sad. The guy that builds houses on DTV. When I was buying my house, I was watching that DIY network all the time. Mike Holmes with Holmes. You dirty son of a gun. Oh, man. Micro is awesome for sure. He speaks the truth. Whoops. Dirty Job filmed on the edge of Grand Island Highway 2 project. Micro is really cool. Yeah, dude. Micro filmed every state. I'm pretty sure he filmed in Iowa. His first episodes on Dirty Jobs was right here in Iowa, right north of here, 30 minutes. The very first episode was on a pig farm. I'm not even shitting you. You can go back and look at this. Fact check me. Was right here in Iowa. The show was aired here first in Iowa as a pilot. And I remember watching. I was like, damn, this is cool. And this guy's in Iowa. And this was like before YouTube was big. And I don't know how this show is not still going. But he literally filmed here in Iowa. And that place where he filmed that now is in ruins. Not even joking you. The farm is gone. Wiped out.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
I thought it was going to end on a little bit better note.
Yeah, no. Lots of manure and to play in there. My nose is running bad. We were getting down to 3 hours. I didn't even realize it. We had such a good conversation going. And there's like been 100 people, 100 plus people in this chat pretty much like the whole time. So I think it's probably time to call it a night. It's 10:42. I missed the entire football game. I was watching Black Indiana. I was rooting for Nebraska. Where's our Nebraska boys at? Biggie Fitz. Where's Biggie at? I was rooting for Nebraska tonight. And Iowa's probably might lose tomorrow because their offense is absolutely garbage. I'm a huge college football fan. You guys should know by now. This is like my Graceland time of year. I know it's weird for a guy. I played football. I wrestled, so I've always been into that. But Mike Holmes is the ground screw, not put in right. We need to download this entire side of the house. Smack that like button. Yeah. Harvest time makes noses right. Yeah. Grim, you're not shooting me. That bean dust has been bad around here. Oh, was that you? Larry, did you send me that email? I had no idea what was going on. I got an email and some guy was like, how do I put this caster in? Son of a biscuit. I had no idea that was you. I was like, why am I getting an email of all these pictures? I got like 6 different emails. Why didn't you just text me? Damn it. Go Blue. Yeah. They whooped our butts, which they rightfully should have. Put me in soon, coach. I'll wear my liberties and take you out plant tour. Absolutely. Iowa shows give me Danielle from American Pickers any day. Oh yeah. Go Big Red. Got Rutgers by 1? That's awesome. They won? Shut the front door. Damn, that had to have been a good game. Son of a biscuit, I missed that. Holy crap. Nebraska won another game? Jesus Christ. That's amazing. Yeah, I doubt we'll beat Ohio State neither, which is fine. We don't really want to beat Ohio State. I'll be honest with you. Here's the thing is, I'm going to talk about a little bit of football. I know some of you guys don't want to hear this, but I'm a Big Ten fan, and I'm also an Iowa Hawkeye fan. I'm a realist. I don't want to see Ohio getting taken out of the top 5 because I want them to be national champs. Brings more clout to the Big Ten. Iowa sucked this year because our coach doesn't understand that offense is needed in football. We're 131st, and we can't throw the football down. We can't even. We got a top 5 defense and a bottom offense, and it's just Iowa sucks. That's all there is to it. The fact that they scored 14 points on Michigan was more than I ever thought they were going to get, but it is what it is. I hate NFL yeah, I do too. I don't watch any of that. Don't like OSU. The only time I don't like OSU is when they're playing Iowa. I'm a Big Ten fan. I'm not a huge Ohio State fan. I don't never intentionally root for them, but at the end of the day, I want to see them win. I don't think Michigan has the ability to beat Ohio, although Michigan did really play good. Penn State, I'm also a Penn State. I like Penn State too. I'm a Big Ten fan. So Raider Nation, Raider Nation. Now we went completely out of my. Are you talking about UNLV? They're 2-stop cat, Wave, Calico. She's dog. All right. Anyways, guys, that's I'm getting my fingers are getting kind of cold. I'm turning into a wussy. It's almost 11 o'clock. I have to be up early. I got a long day tomorrow. We got a pig cooking. I got a tailgating. I got a party. It starts at 5. I've got a lot. I got to get some stuff done. And we had an awesome chat tonight. Everybody, thank David for coming on. I appreciate David coming on. This was planned and unplanned on my part, but David kept me in check. If you have, if you guys, I'm going to say this one time again, you guys that want to come on and you're planning on coming on, you keep track of the date you want to come on. Let me know so that way I can bring you on, much like David did, because he kept track of me because I am a scatterbrain. So I appreciate you guys. There's several of you that asked to come on and do a live with me, and I definitely want to bring you guys on. David, I really appreciate it. We had a great conversation, and it absolutely landed out perfect because of all the questions I had for you. And I think a lot of people learned some stuff tonight that they didn't know about aviation mechanics, which was undoubtedly something that's you can't never go wrong learning new stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, I don't care if you aren't going to use it. A little bit of knowledge goes a long ways, you know. So appreciate you guys hitting those like buttons for me, and appreciate all you guys coming in every week, doing what you do. And I can't say enough things. Once again, you guys are awesome. I love you guys to death. It's been really cool. I love everybody that comes in here every week. You're just humble, great people, and you put up with me. You know, like I don't know what I deserve to have so many people that support me, but I appreciate you guys absolutely 100%. You guys have no idea. I talk about you guys more than you know about. That I will say that. Like, there's a lot of people I talk about YouTube people I know. I'm like, I got this one subscriber who's awesome. He always leaves his comment, you know, and meeting people on live streams, all this stuff. I'd love to. I know I'm kissing your guys' butt. That's how I am. You know, I like to give credit where credit's due. You guys, I'm overly nice to people when I respect them a lot. So I appreciate you guys, man. What is David's channel? David, do you have a channel?
I do not.
Okay.
I guess I have a username, but I don't think I have any uploads.
Okay. Well, if you ever do any uploads, let us know. You know, we'll come over and check you out. You know,
I mean, I've still got the boat build video rocking. So
whenever you want to and you want to get serious about it, one thing I always say, if you're going to start a YouTube, be serious about it. You know, like it just not like putting up a video and expecting results won't ever do you any good. So, and not only that, you have to be ready to put in the work. That's the biggest thing I see about a lot of people is they always like, hey man, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Hey CP, can you help me? Listen, man, I can give you some advice like for like 5 minutes, but I'm going to tell you this much: what it takes and how much time I spend into it, talking to people, researching, is way more than I have time to share with you. You know, so it's like that's a big thing. Is I love helping people out as much as I can when I can, and you have to respect my time like that. You know what I mean? Like so. You know, yeah. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate everybody thanking David for coming on. Like I said, you guys are awesome. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and the money clean. Thanks for watching.